So the two players that have come into the Collingwood 20 are both on the interchange bench. Turner coming in for Krasiska on Thursday night. So we see Modra with Pert. That'll be a key duel. Now McDermott's with McGuan. They're running together. Shaw was out of the centre square against Carlton. Today he's inside. Kelly and Maynard. Bernie will bring us up to date with all the matchups. Jarman with Shaw. They go. Monkhorst goes with Pittman. Big job for Pittman today. Monkhorst in form. McGuan ran straight at it. So did Ben Hart, who's up the ground today. That's an interesting move. Francis over the top of it. And you would reckon a free kick against Collingwood, against Francis and to McDermott. And you reckon that Collingwood might test Adelaide early. And here's 50 metres. So this is just what Adelaide wanted. And the captain can kick a goal within a minute.
Yes, well, Peter Cameron saying that there was some shepherding going off. He's raising his arms out wide, and it's Chris McDermott to kick from 52 metres. Distance a slight doubt, I would think. Yeah, it's a wobbly kick in towards full forward. It's all Collingwood, uncontested. Monkhorst, poor play by Adelaide. Richardson across to Christian to the half-back line. This is Shane Watson, who's been in great form in recent weeks. He brings it to centre wing. It clears the pack. Starcevic and Wiedemann. Wiedemann, a famous name at Collingwood, of course. Murray was a great captain in the 50s and 60s. Centre wing, Scott Russell. Quick kick to half forward, Rowe. That was Hodges. Now Chris McDermott. Now McGuinness, and McGuinness will swing onto that left foot.
Drop punt's a good one to centre half forward. To say a good one for distance, but nobody there, and Monkhorst again. Gets rid of Jarman. Quick hands.
Well, not a good hand pass, Bruce.
No, it's about as good as Wiedemann's, Bernie, a half a minute ago. Here's Francis at half-back. Richardson, unsung hero, has really made a name for himself in the last 2 years. Francis to Shaw, remembering that he's got a job on Jarman. Spins and turns. Broke his nose, apparently, last Sunday against Carlton. Pittman with a fly, a strong attack on it. And has he hurt himself on the way down? In fact, he's really hurt himself.
That's bad. Knee or ankle, one of the two.
Yes,
that's a tragic blow, isn't it?
Absolutely, because he's their only ruckman there today too. Pittman, he's been doing an excellent job.
Surely you think they'd hold this up for a minute. He's standing right behind Kelly. Nope, Wiedemann goes. Hodges with a big fly. Liptak tries to get over the top. Saunders misses it. Liptak to Anderson. Anderson on his wrong leg. Modra in front takes the mark.
Calling for the stretcher too for Pittman.
I think that might be a knee injury.
I think you're right, Peter. I think you're right. The trainers, as soon as they had a look at him, put their hands up for the stretcher.
What a blow here, Bernie.
Let's have a look at the mark. He's been in excellent form, Pittman, up very high, and strong grab. It's pretty hard to see whether it was an ankle or a knee.
Well,
he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's shocking luck for Pittman. He's coming off the ground as Modra. The game's being held up.
Really rotten luck. He didn't seem to be in a lot of pain though there, Bernie, which is...
No, he's sitting up. He's not writhing about, Peter, so now he's lying back, but it's either the left ankle or knee.
Well, Max is down there, so no doubt we'll get a report shortly. Jamison's coming on, and I guess what Robben would have to go into the ruck, wouldn't he?
Yes. Or Hodges, maybe.
Robben, I think, will go in, and probably Jamison or Hodges at centre half forward.
Yeah, obviously Robben. Rotten luck to David Pittman and the Crows.
And whilst that's been happening, and that's a major story in the first couple of minutes, Modra's going to line up the leading goal kicker in the AFL. In the last 2 weeks, he's kicked more than half of Adelaide's goals. He got 5 out of the 9 against Melbourne and 7 out of the 12 against Hawthorn. It's quite remarkable, his performances this year. He's normally a good kick. This is an important kick. From 45 metres, a drop punt, he's hooked it and missed it. Well, they need them all. I don't have to tell you that.
Yes, you've got to kick them early, as we see David Pittman receiving treatment on the boundary line. So we'll get a report as soon as we can. He doesn't seem to be in any pain at all, really. He's not showing any grimacing.
It will cause a major reshuffle, they won't it, with the Adelaide side. That's the problem.
Gary Pert, beautiful kick to the half-back line. Hodges and Monkhorst. Now, was Hodges pushed out? Umpire didn't think so. Racing in after it was Francis. And it's a holding decision and 50 metres. So bad play by Adelaide for not to hand that ball back. And now Francis will be brought right up to about 70 metres from goal. Now, Rocker's one out with Nigel Smart. The lead is on. Here it is. Good lead by Rocker. Good lead. Great kick.
Well, Adelaide defenders not doing a good job, though, getting back there to fill up that hole, Peter. They had plenty of time with the 50-metre penalty, and yet, as you called it, Rocker and Smart were the only two players up there on that forward line. He's got a bit of pace too, Severio, Rocker, getting away there from Smart, but of course it was set up for the full forward.
Rocker from 35 metres, kicks and goals. Great start. So Severio Rocker kicks his first after an excellent lead and great kick from Francis, and Collingwood leads by 5 points.
It's good play by the young full forward, only 19 years of age, 196 centimetres and 96 kilograms, so he's got plenty of height and weight about him. He got away there from Nigel Smart. He's now kicked 21 goals for the season, been averaging 4 goals per match.
Five-point margin to Collingwood. Rocker with the goal scorer. Here's Jarman out of the centre. Hodges, who's playing at centre half forward on Christian. The handball to McDermott. A slow handball to Rashutio, who gave away the 50 metres. Liptak. McDermott on the end of it. Goal coming up. Bouncing ball. No, behind. In fact, it hit the point post. It looked as if it might at one stage go through, but not a particularly good kick by McDermott. And here's the report on Pittman from Max Stevens.
David Pittman has an ankle injury, the left ankle. At this stage, we don't know how serious it is.
Jarman getting rid of a Collingwood player, and Peter Cameron calling for a ball up.
I think a good point, I think, Bernie, you'd agree, for Adelaide so far is McDermott's getting plenty of the ball.
He's been out of touch, hasn't he? Of course, he got injured against Melbourne and was fairly quiet last week.
25 metres out from the Adelaide goal, the big arms of Moncourse. This is Liptak on the left foot trying to hook it back. This might be out in the full. It is. So penalty kick down there to be taken by Pert. Adelaide will just have to make sure they finish off a lot of these forward thrusts. Twice the ball's gone down there and Collingwood players have marked uncontested, which Graham Corns wouldn't like. Gary Pert, one of the great kicks in the game, to the half-back line. Monkhorst and Robran, no mark. Robran appealing for it, but no doubt Monkhorst will have first touch on that. Half forward for the Magpies. Matthew Robran, a big task now for him. Monkhorst takes front position. Robran won that with the left hand. Here's Greg Anderson cleverly to Bickley. Bickley around the corner on the right foot. This is all Crows. Oh, he should have marked that lip tack. His teammate got in the way, but he still should have marked it. There's Watson. Ben Hart went without it. Now McDermott. Fisted further afield. That was by Russell. And a free kick for holding it will go Collingwood's way to Paul Williams, I feel, to take this. At half-back it is.
It's a pretty crude tackle there, Pete, too, by the Adelaide Crows.
Ben Hart picking up Maguire, now Watson. Interesting, Bernie, that both Robran and Hodges have now been thrust into major roles. They've been struggling since they've come into the side. Starcevic.
Well, they either sink or swim, don't they, Bruce? Some of these, sometimes the responsibility brings out the best in a player.
Free kick to Bickley. Mark should have been taken.
It's just that now Liptak's dropped one down that end on his chest, and Bickley's dropped one on his chest at the other end.
Swings it wide to Lee, who's got the job on row. Just wonder if McGuinness got in Liptak's road a moment ago. Now Robran at half-back. So Robran and Hodges are two that have come in for the last two games and have struggled a bit in big roles today. Hodges, the man in question, in front position. Liptak. Not a lot of science about Adelaide's attacking at the moment. Richardson able to sweat off on it to Wright, who was quite outstanding at the MCG last Sunday. And away he goes with Dash. Runs his full quota. Centering kick. Rocker in the front spot. Unlucky not to get a free. Bickley will get one.
Yes, I thought Rocker was grabbed by the arm, wasn't he?
Well, he appeared to be interfered with, didn't he? He's, of course, got the height advantage on Nigel Smart.
Wiedemann to Ben Hart. Now, Hart off and running. He should be driving this in long, but he chips it in short. Hodges pushed in the back. Umpire calls play on. That was Fraser. Now Ben Hart. This is where they've got to make it work. The short kick is a good one to Liptak. That's better play by the Crows. Now, where's Modra? The leader's on. That's good play. Two-prong lead. And the mark has been taken by Jamison. But they had two options, Bernie.
Yes, and there's plenty of space in that forward line also, Peter. The crowd booing that decision, but I don't think there's any doubt that Jamison took that mark. It jolted out of his arms as he landed on the ground here, as you can see. Of course, he was the leading goal kicker in a couple of seasons ago for the Crows.
No doubt about that, Mark.
A very good kick for goal.
Yes, one of the best kicks in the Adelaide team. He's directly in front where Modra was before. Oh, it's close again. I think he has got this one in for a goal. He has. So Rodney Jamieson kicks his first and the Crows first, and they lead by a point.
Yes, well, a pretty good start by Adelaide. They've been doing most of the scoring, or most of the attacking. As we see this build-up, Ben Hart, of course, a very good player in the back line for the Adelaide Crows. Liptak finding some space, didn't waste time. There was a two-pronged attack, as Peter McKenna said, and Jamieson right out in front. A terrific kick there from Liptak, and a good diving mark from Jamieson.
Big thump by Robin out of the centre, taken by Saunders. Torpedo punt. Rocker had a couple against him. Williams goes off the ground. Rowe, open goal, left foot, scores. Collingwood in front. The reply that the Magpies produced so often against Carlton last week, they've done it again here.
Yes, and that's the sort of pace that Barry Mitchell wished that he did have, because Brad Rowe playing around the goals would be certainly keeping Mitchell out of that sort of role. He's a very pacey player, of course, was recruited from the Brisbane Bears and from Western Australia originally. He's got enormous pace, hasn't kicked a lot of goals. In fact, he's only kicked, that's his fourth for the season, so he's not a prolific goal kicker, but that sort of pace is very handy.
Well, it all started at half-back, Bernie, for Collingwood, with Shane Watson. 5 points, the margin. Now, there's, Tregenza's flattened by his own teammate. And who was it?
Rashuto.
Was Rashuto, was it? Crashed into him when he was about to take the ball. So, centre of the ground. Moncourse, the big arm goes up. That's Ben Hart, a quick little kick to the centre. In they go. Oh, it's given across to Rashuto again. Oh, look at this loose man in defence. Richardson goes back to take the mark on the chest. Now, wide is Tony Shaw. The Crows aren't manning up all that well at the moment. A lot of loose Collingwood players. Here's another one out wide. Christian. Yeah, Michael Christian at half-back.
That's Scott Hodges. He was 50 metres from his man there, Peter, and he just must man up out of defence.
Now, Tasker thumps it over the line. So the throw-in will take place halfway between centre wing and half forward for the Magpies.
It's no use waiting there for the turnover, because Michael Christian setting up play for Collingwood. Scott Hodges must be aware.
Bickley's third free kick. Robin doing all right in the ruck contest. He's
Jumping high.
such an athlete, isn't he? Kick by Bickley to Robin. The freedom in the ruck just might give him the confidence. Good looking kick to Jarman. Should have taken it. It was a sitter at this level, and if they pay for this, Jarman's going to rue it. The kick by McGuan. Rowe. Good defensive play by Lee. Taken by Fraser and goes for goal with a drop punt. Smart getting back, touches it, and it's out of play.
A poor effort by Ben Hart back in the centre. Let that Collingwood player go straight past him, Bruce.
But really the Jarman mistake
The
was
Jarman mark.
Well, that
Yep.
was the mark, and then Ben Hart just stood there.
So Robin to do the ruck work with Rocker. Such a handy player, Rocker. Tasker decides not to concede. Smart, who's a wonderful player. To Maynard, playing his 50th game, and the 50th game that the Crows have been involved in. Ben Hart getting some touches. Anderson. Liptak. Robin, who's prominent. Now he can kick a footy and goes bang. Modra, you'd back him here. Big leap.
Free kick.
Pert's free kick.
He got the lift with the hands on the shoulders. Gary Pert in front.
And that's going to be a pivotal duel. Such an important one. Pert versus Modra.
Yeah, what Modra's got to do is just keep leading all day on Gary Pert. Here's was that a mark to Starcevic? No, first touch was actually by Robin, so that was good umpiring by Peter Cameron. He had a good view of it. Robin was up early and had first grab. So the Collingwood supporters don't like it. Robin and Moncourse. Moncourse, well, eventually taps it to Russell. Good hand pass to Fraser. Fraser off and running. He'll kick it in towards Rocker. Rocker and Smart. Smart read that very, very well. And he breaks the tackle. Terrific play by the fullback, Nigel Smart. Comes away with the ball. He's looking there for Rashuto, who doesn't mark, but butters off. Free kick to Rashuto. Caught high on centre wing.
Graham Wright really had the opportunity to apply a legitimate tackle there too. It was a poor effort, actually, that one.
Tregenza running. Should control it. Has some time. High drop punt. Jamieson at the back. Jarman at the front. Taken by McGuan. And safety kick by McGuan. A good one in the end. But, well, without being too critical, the Tregenza kick gave his forwards little chance.
Straight up in the air.
but Adelaide competitive early, certainly getting enough of the footy. Hodges to do the ruck work against Monkhorst at half forward, gets around to the front position, missed by Liptak. Saunders around his body, Bickley should take it, and he does.
Oh, he nearly dropped another chest mark then in front of us.
It's moving pretty quickly though, wasn't it, Pete? That one a little bit more difficult.
Yep, a good player, Bickley, always playing in front. Monkhorst, the only one who really wanted that mark, Monkhorst.
Well, that's Scott Hodges' job. The centre half forward must be competing very hard in those sort of situations.
Maguan, the centre wing, Rowe. Oh, he read that well. Christian, caught, gets it back to Rowe. The short one is on. Rocker and Smart. Oh, great play, Nigel Smart. But he had no backup support. Straight to Rowe. Rowe for goal number 2. It's swinging back. Was it marked? I think it was marked right on the line going back. It was Maynard. He saved a certain goal and he gives it off to Tregenza.
Who's away at half-back. Drop punt. Better kick by Tregenza. A beauty that time to Lee. And he's got Robrin inside. That's the way he should go. Now goes that way to Robrin. Robrin can play on. Drop punt to centre half forward. Rashuto in the front with one hand. Pressure coming in. Modra tried to provide a shepherd and Collingwood hold it up. Hasn't Smart been exciting at full-back on Rocker? That's also going to be a very big duel today.
Great player.
So much pace, hasn't he, Nigel Smart?
Good player.
Rocker, only 19 years of age and averaging 4 goals a match. He's been fantastic this season.
Smart attacks the ball all the time. There's Williams. Tasker put the pressure on. Good play by Tasker. We haven't seen much of McGuinness yet. Here's Francis. Now Williams. Williams lying over the ball. The umpire will play. Well, the umpires have been instructed if you hook the ball in and then don't get it out, then it's holding the ball.
Yeah, I think it was a you know what I'm trying to say, Peter?
Yes,
a half-hearted effort.
Scott Lee at half-back. Well, that's the rule. Scott Lee to half-forward. Hodges in front. Punched away by Christian. Liptak, the live wire up forward on the left foot. That is a clever kick. Robrin doing well. Robrin around the ground, getting plenty of kicks. Oh, he's in trouble here, though. Gets it back to Bickley. Bickley to half forward, Hodges and Christian. Christian thumps it down. Here's Tony McGuinness. Christian again. Quick kick straight to Ben Hart. Modra's being held by Pert. Now the kick by Hart. Pert goes back. And Pert takes the mark, but initially he was held behind the play by Gary Pert.
Well spotted, and it was excellent play there by Tony Shaw, just putting his body in the way there, allowing Gary Pert to take that mark.
Maguan at half-back. Good kick to centre wing. Kelly in the front spot. Wiedemann with him. Kelly recovers. Played his first game back off the interchange last week. Anderson caught. Gives it up to Wright, whose pace will enable him to get away. Hart put a tackle on him. Now Watson, who can kick a goal from here, from 50 metres, attacks, goes bang and boots it. Exhilarating stuff there. Some great footy. And Watson puts through his first.
Well, I think, Bruce, already the pace of Collingwood starting to worry the Crows. There's Craig Kelly, who's playing at centre half forward, being picked up by Wiedemann. A good tackle there applied, spills out. And Graham Wright, well, he couldn't run away from Ben Hart, but the support was there. And Shane Watson from right on the 50-metre line. Terrific kick for goal.
The Magpies, 3 goals straight to 1-1 as Tony Shaw gets it to the half-forward line. Paul Williams went without it. Tasker on to Bickley. Bickley the left foot kick. McDermott and Maguan, punched down by Maguan. He's got more backup support. Tony Shaw. Monkhorst puts it out on the full. Penalty kick there by given to Scott Lee. But really, Shane Watson at half-back is developing into a very, very good attacking half-back for Collingwood. Lee, Monkhorst, big fist. Maynard, hand pass straight to Richardson. The Crows' skill work at the moment pretty ordinary as the short kick comes into Rowe. Rowe kicks it to Starcevic and Rocker. Starcevic back with the flight. Nigel Smart's there. Here's Starcevic. Oh, he could have given it across to Rocker. Oh, Tasker went without it. Socket off the ground. In the meantime, a free kick to Collingwood will go to Williams, 30 metres from goal. So poor effort by Tasker.
Yes, well, Peter, it's the pressure's just really starting to tell, I think, on the Crows at the moment.
But a lot of it's not under pressure.
Here we go. Bad fumble, wasn't it?
Then a leg.
Well, I don't know whether there was all that much in the free kick in the end. I think Williams might have thrown himself down.
Well, Paul Williams from 35 metres directly in front. A chance for Collingwood's 4th goal straight. There's the kick. It starts to come back. I thought it was going to miss by 3 or 4 metres. Started to swing and hit the post. So Tasker off the ground. So they might have a bit of colouring above the eye, and Brown coming on. And that's probably for that mistake then, Tasker.
Maynard short, takes the mark from Lee. Now Brown on the ground, so it'll be interesting to see. Oh, that's a poor effort by Maynard. Kelly, Russell, right sits and waits and goes with the left foot. And has he kicked it? Looks like it. Well, what do you say? Mistakes occurring and Collingwood making them pay for it. 4-1 to 1-1.
I think excellent defence, though, too, by Collingwood. As soon as Maynard stepped sideways, Scotty Russell here, you could see Maynard didn't know where to go. Scotty Russell got his fingertips to that. It was touched off the mark, which set up this play. Collingwood, they're swarming all over Adelaide at the moment. And Graham Wright with the skill and the pace on his left boot to kick that goal.
Well, I thought it was just poor play by Maynard by not getting back on the mark far enough, Bernie. I mean, that's a normal thing in football.
Well, he was called to play on, Peter, and that's when Scotty Russell took the opportunity.
Well, Ben Hart to the... Oh, look at this again, uncontested. Is Shane Watson. They're playing, look to have a loose man in defence, Bernie, Collingwood. And he pulls up a bit gingerly on to Tony Shaw. No one near him for 30 metres. He gets around McDermott in towards Rowe. And Rowe uncontested takes the mark. Well, if I was Graham Corns, I'd be pretty disgusted with the efforts of some of the Adelaide players. Smart, he's trying his heart out. Here's Paul Williams. He went without it. Williams to the boundary line and socked it over by Brown.
4-1 Collingwood, 1-1 Adelaide. So Adelaide, after a promising start in the first 10 minutes, have been swamped a bit and they've got to hold firm here. It's an important period in the match because if Collingwood race away, they won't come back at Victoria Park. So Adelaide have got to stay firm here, got to find some spirit, some real courage and believe in themselves. Ben Hart. Brown and a throw in. Well, I almost feel they're intimidated at the moment.
Bruce, the whole point is there has been at least 10 marks uncontested by Collingwood players that Adelaide haven't been in the action.
Across half forward especially, and that's where Hodges, as the centre half forward and the focal point, must be making himself, well, putting himself into the contest, and he's not doing that.
Wiedemann from half back. He's got the job on Kelly. He's kicked towards Robran. Saunders there. Robran running it over the line and then almost crashing through the over the barrier, but he can hold his head up. Robran, he started well, put himself right in the play. Moncourse with him, one of the informed ruckmen in the AFL. Had a big match last Sunday. Tapped by Bickley. McGuinness, quick kick away by Richardson. Rowe, Williams, clever. Francis, no free kick. Wiedemann leg, should get one, and does. Advantage? No. Oh, gee, Peter Cameron's put them under pressure here. Rasciuto, back to Bickley. Adelaide will get out of it. McGuinness will sit underneath it and take it at centre half back. McGuinness to sweep it wide. Had Ben Hart, decides to go to Maynard. Now Smart's run right up the ground. He's at centre wing. Maynard quickly plays on. Collingwood player fell over and Smart can take advantage and go away. Centering kick, but straight to Moncourse, who can't take it. Jarman, Robran, left foot from 50 metres. Jamieson versus Morwood. It was a poor attempt by Robran. Jamieson in the front spot. 2 Collingwood players against him. Ball being held up. Cameron letting the play go. And a bounce.
Good umpiring by Peter Cameron. He stood at the side. Collingwood supporters appealing for a ticky touchwood free kick and it wasn't there.
I thought Jamieson may have been in a little bit of trouble there, just over the ball. But
where was his support? He didn't have one Adelaide Crows player come in to support him then, Jamieson. There's Robran. McGuan, that's holding the man. And free kick to Mickey McGuan in the back pocket. And McDermott on the mark. McGuan to centre wing. Wiedemann at the back. Oh, hands on the shoulders. Maynard looking for Hart. Hart in trouble. Oh, breaks the tackle. Well played. The kick into the pocket. Modra and Pert. Modra working hard. Good play, Modra. And Pert ran at him but missed him. Racing after it is Brown, and eventually Morwood takes it across the line.
He ran at Modra and forgot about the ball there, Gary.
Exactly.
Pert was there for the taking.
Exactly.
Adelaide deep in attack, needing a goal. Rodman goes against Moncourse. Free kick to Moncourse. Rodman getting into his back. Gee, not a lot in it, but there was a slight shove.
He breathed on him, I think, Bruce.
Yeah.
That one.
Moncourse from half-back. Hart, who's been good. Well, Christian breathed on him too, but Hart had taken the mark. Centering kick's a good one to Rodman.
See, Moncourse getting back in defence and Rodman doing a little bit of damage now, Bruce.
Yeah,
that's what happened last week in Perth, with Harding hanging around the middle of the ground and Scotty Wine dropping right back in defence.
Now, he is a good kick. Drop punt. Modra tries to get a run at it with Jamison. Monkhorst. Brown. Quick hands to Liptak. Back to Jarman.
Oh, that's good football, that.
It was a clever kick, wasn't it, from Liptak? Jarman's been pretty quiet. In fact, this is only his second kick. And Tony Shaw, his opponents, had 5 kicks and 1 hand pass.
Well, it's going to be a key to the match, isn't it? McDermott, McGuinness and Jarman versus McGuan, Shaw, Russell. Jarman's drop punt, not good. He should make the distance. Well, has he? It was touched. I was going to say he should make the distance from 40 metres out.
Well, that's a poor kick, isn't it,
That is
Peter?
a terrible kick.
And Monkhorst, I thought he must have... I think he'd be just happy to get a fingertip to it. It wasn't a great spoiling attempt on the line either.
Well, I can't believe he couldn't make the distance from 40 metres. Gary Pert to kick in. Adelaide have had a lot of the ball and haven't got much on the scoreboard. As the kick... Oh, good mark, Monkhorst. On the Graham right. Now Francis. Oh, that pace showing out here. Tony Francis on the left foot brings it to half forward. The mark is taken down there by Kelly. Craig Kelly, they love him here at Collingwood. He's going to go for the long kick towards goal. It's a booming kick. This will just about make it for a goal. Or was it touched? It was touched right on the line by Scott Lee as he took it over for a behind of the Magpies. So Collingwood move on to 4-2. They lead by 3 goals over Adelaide Crows.
Lee to bring it back in, goes out wide, gets Bickley, he's had a lot of touches early. Bickley's kicked from half-back up to centre wing, Brown in the back spot, Richardson in the front, Jarman taken away by McGuinness, an important player, gets some distance, Modra in front, good mark. And on his own, Jamison in the goal square, but...
Well, it's bad play from a forward though, Bruce. Modra did well to get out there and take the lead, but the first thing you must do is turn around and have a look at what's happening if there's an opportunity to pass the ball off.
So Morwood running up Jamison's man and Jamison alone. So Modra from right on 50 with a good looking drop punt, and that's a goal. Great kick. Well, he's a quality player. There's no question about that, and to have him and Rocker on at one end of the ground and the other, it's going to be exciting today. 4-2 to 2-2.
Yes, he's had a terrific start to the season, hasn't he, Tony Modra? And that's his 35th goal for the season, 35-12 behind, so he's kicked very well. He's 5 ahead on the goal-kicking list. We see Tony McGuinness, very direct kick into the forward line. Modra well out in front, takes that strong chest mark.
Robrin and Monkhorst. So Robrin won that one. McGuinness with the left hand, the big fist. As Collingwood try and bring it away from Richardson. On it comes to Francis and the little rover to the half-forward line. Maynard back with the flight of the ball to take a good mark. They're doing a lot better in defence now, Bernie, as Maynard finds Robrin. Geez, getting a lot of touches. Handball over the top to Greg Anderson. Anderson. Ben Hart calling him on. Anderson to McDermott. Oh, that was a poor kick by Anderson. This is Monkhorst, plenty of time. Alan Richardson, swamped by Crows players, and he beats them all. Gets in a hand pass. McGuan, now Anderson, now Francis, but a push out in the meantime. It'll go Collingwood's way, and it'll go to McGuan.
It was great stuff by Richardson, wasn't it?
Yep.
He's an unsung hero, really, here at Victoria Park. A great player in defence for the Magpies.
Mickey McGuan to half-forward, Rocker at the back. Almost took it. It's a loose ball. McGuinness will try and get there first. Used his body. Oh, 2-hole! Free kick for round the head. Should have been paid. McGuinness and Peter Cameron missed it. Bad decision. Half forward. Paul Williams centres it. He's looking for Rocker. Oh, it's cleared the pack. Who'll be there first? It'll be Simon Tregenza. Oh, he went without it. Let's Kelly come in who hooks it out. Oh, some bad mistakes being made, but it ends up back with Tregenza.
Short kick to McGuinness, who must be wondering about that umpiring decision a moment ago. As Peter said, he had his head pulled off. Ordinary kick. Rodman clever, very clever, well played. out to Tregenza, brought down after he kicks it, free kick down the ground, surely against Francis. Must be.
I just question the timing on this, Bruce. Peter Cameron having a word with Graham Wright, who wasn't happy with the decision.
It was in the act.
I thought it was, Peter.
Tackle, so did I.
That's what I thought.
Well,
but the umpire saw it differently. No, that's all that matters, isn't it,
well,
Bruce?
have a look. He's got to make an attempt, Francis. Now, he comes in as he's about to kick.
So just as he kicked it, he was
grabbed.
the
free kick should have been back there where Tregenza was.
I agree, Peter.
Well, let's see if Modra can kick the goal from 50. It'll be a very, very good kick. It's right there, and he's booted it. Another one. 2 to Modra. And after a 50-metre penalty, a controversial decision at 4-2 to 3-2.
Well, it was a wrong decision, let's face it.
Well, I thought it was, as he was kicking the ball, I thought Tony Francis, very crude tackle and undisciplined type tackle. But I agree with you, Peter, the free kick should have been paid on the spot.
So we're back to the centre, but most importantly for the Crows, they've made a good recovery. They've had plenty of the ball. They only trailed by 6 points. There's Ben Hart. He went without it. Watson, a very good player to half forward. Maynard. And who's that there? Starcevic off the ground. Rowe. He was looking back there for Starcevic. Kelly. Ben Hart. They're locking it in there. They're trying to come away with it. Wiedemann caught. Gets in a quick hand pass. Rower's there. Pretty tight in the clinches. Maynard cleverly. Jarman. McGuinness. Good teamwork that by Adelaide as they go forward. Time clock ticking down. Siren about to go as Monkhorst picks it up. There's the siren. Good recovery from Adelaide in the finish. The Magpies here at Victoria Park. 4-2-26 lead Adelaide. 3-2 total of 20.
Start of the second term at Victoria Park with Collingwood a goal in front. Robrin in the ruck. Pittman out of action for the rest of the day. Monkhorst got it down to McGuan, who got some distance under pressure. Bickley, who had a good first quarter on Russell. Russell with a chance. He's a goal kicker. Oh, played smart. Excellent tackle to run him down legitimately, and then backs up and sweeps a handball. Anderson under pressure from Fraser. Wiedemann to come in and help. Anderson gets rid of Fraser. Then a quick kick away. Liptak with 2 to beat. Got a good bounce. Played it all right. Got it off. Nice take by Brown. Jarman with a chance. Seizes an opportunity. Goes out wide to Hart. Lovely build-up. Hart, long kick. Jamison attacked it strongly. Hodges was there. Christian was held up. Should have got a free kick. Didn't. It's at centre-half back. Quick kick away by Saunders. Russell in the front spot. Bickley with him. They were both holding on to one another. It's been a frantic start to the second quarter. Shaw gets it out. Jarman clever. Now Tregenza sweeps it to Brown. Brown can attack from 50 metres. Good drop punt. Hooks it a bit. Gets some distance. And it's a behind. I like the start. It's had a bit to it, hasn't it, in this second quarter?
Well, Jarman was quiet in the first term, but he gave a very clever little hand pass through the pack then. He is a talented player when he sets his mind to it. Now, Gary Pert will have his hands full with Modra. Now, the kick. Oh, look at this again. Too big. Monkhorst. On to McGuan. Mickey McGuan. The short one to Fraser. Fraser, centre wing. Oh, he's off. Mark Fraser. Tony Francis, Mick McGuan, they're off and running. Hand pass over the top. Graham Wright from 50 metres, it's a wobbly. In towards full forward, Maynard fisted down the ground. The Collingwood players swoop. Rowe went without it. Now Starcevic, bumped away by McGuinness. They go in hard. Bickley read it well. Gets in a hand pass. Oh, Tregenza was it going to ground. Kicked away by Scott Lee. It's all Collingwood though. And the mark will be taken by Michael Christian at 50 metres. He can go in short. He does, but it clears the head of McGuan. No one coming at him. McGuan from the boundary line tries to hook it back. A sensational kick, Mick McGuan, for a goal. Unbelievable goal by the Collingwood ruck rover from the boundary line. Puts the Magpies on 5-2, Adelaide on 3-3.
Yeah, that was unbelievable, wasn't it? Mickey McGuan with the job on Chris McDermott. Actually, Michael Christian set him a bit of a task here. An ordinary kick. There's no pressure on over the head of Mickey McGuan. And there he is, hard up on the boundary line. The pressure coming from Bickley. And somehow managed to put it right through the middle.
And Rashudo the fumble originally, Bernie.
Robin wins the tap. Collingwood leading. Jarman. Drop punt. Jamison. Good mark. And he's certainly within kicking distance.
So they've got a good double-pronged forward attack, Bernie.
Yes, well, Jamison, of course, spent a fair bit of time at full forward the year he won the goal kicking for the Crows.
kicked a couple of very important goals for Adelaide over the years. That famous match against Fitzroy. Drop punt, leant back on it, good kick, goal. 2 to Jamison, and Modra has 2. And that could be a key, Bernie, because in the last couple of weeks when Adelaide's been beaten, it's only been Modra kicking them, and if they can get someone else chiming in with 4 or 5, it'll make a difference.
Yes, exactly, and that man Jarman also very important in the middle. He's such a creative player. If they can start winning the ball out of the middle, and as you say, Bruce, those 2 players on the forward line, they've got 2 players, very quick leads, and they both kick so well at goal.
The Magpies by 5 points as Wiedemann went without it. That's Kelly, a throw. The umpire, Peter Cameron, right on the scene for that one. Chris McDermott gives it across to Jarman. They really need his drive. The kick, oh, it's a poor kick in towards Hodges. Russell to Shaw, to Rocker, to Rowe. And Rowe from 40 metres, set sail for home. Can he get back there? Rashudo, he didn't have to because the ball was just slightly wide. And bounces through for a behind to Collingwood. They lead now by 1 goal.
Lee to bring her back in for Adelaide. He's got Maynard out wide, and Williams will try and run him down. It was a good kick, and Maynard presented himself and took it on the 50-metre line. First man to play 50 games for Adelaide. He's kicked towards Robran and Moncourse. Liptak read it all right. McGuinness, important late in the first quarter, run down by Francis. It was a great tackle, and Adelaide and Collingwood both hold it up. But we've got a real competition here. They're going, in racing terms, stride for stride at the moment. And I think the important thing was that Adelaide was able to reply to McGuan's freakish goal, and it was a freakish goal.
A good run down too by Tony Francis, that was. Now Graham Wright gets it to Watson. Watson, a wobbly kick to the half-forward line, should bounce out. No, it doesn't. Rashudo races at it. Oh, free kick. A very crude tackle that by Craig Kelly.
Well, he's given away a couple of free kicks.
Well, Rashudo, the young player, across to Ben Hart. It'll come back to half-back. Rashudo, number 32, Mark Rashudo, to centre wing. Robran! No mark. Richardson. Graham Wright, well, this is close to out on the full. In fact, it is out in the full. So a little bit of pressure on the Magpies at the moment. Adelaide doing well in this past 10 minutes.
Late in the first quarter, early in the second, Peter referring to. Adelaide certainly back in it after they looked as if they were shell-shocked. McGuinness's centering kick. Robran goes very early and gives away a free kick. Well, he might have been lucky the first time against Moncourse. Here's Watson, left foot. Wiedemann, Kelly, Maynard kept his eyes on it. Starcevic has been out of touch the last couple of weeks. Ben Hart, 10th kick I think for him, he's been excellent. Jarman, Ben Hart, short to McDermott. And what a fine player Hart is, 18 years of age.
He's gone down the race, Chris McDermott, the Collingwood race.
It's pretty steep there too, Peter, isn't it?
We've lost
a bit of an angle there.
Few opposition players have been lost there, never to be found again. There's McDermott to half forward. Now Robran's at the back. Moncourse there, hurled up. Tregenza under pressure from Shaw. Jarman playing well in this second quarter. Back to McDermott, centering kick. Modra! Oh! What a mark! Oh! Thrilling! Oh! He hung forever.
Oh, wasn't it sensational from Modra?
Well, I hope he hasn't hurt himself here.
Oh,
let's have a look at this again.
Look at this.
With the fly up very high and early into Gary Pert and over the top of Shane Morwood also.
Oh,
wasn't that great to watch?
Is he exciting?
Well, he's a great talent. He just looked as if he was properly after that, and I hope he's okay because he's one of the stars of the AFL, and from 40 metres he's kicked his third. Adelaide back in business here. Well, Bernie, this man is a superstar in the future. If he can just keep going, he's a wonderful talent.
Well, the first game I ever saw him, Bruce, he played against Footscray in a Foster's Cup game, and he just marked everything that came his way. And he's continued on. He's now kicked 37 goals for the season. He takes them from the front, from the side, from the back. It doesn't matter where he is. There's a kick from McDermott. He sets it up over the top. Modra, that is sensational stuff.
Scores a level here at Victoria Park as it's taken away by Saunders. Now it's Tregenza. Jarman starting to get a lot of the ball on to McGuinness. McGuinness, oh, he races after it. He gets it again. He gets it to Bickley. Bickley will look for Modra. No, he won't. He look for Jamison instead. But getting back to Modra's mark and a kick for goal. He could be a superstar full forward in the future. He's kicked 3 already, and Jamison's kicked 2. And just so exciting to watch Tony Modra. Take my hat off to him as we see Hodges battling hard there. 30 metres out from goal, and there'll be a bounce.
Well, McGuinness and Jarman have been important in the last 15 minutes, haven't they?
Jarman makes all the difference when he's getting the ball, doesn't he?
Scores
and
level.
McGuinness with his long kicking.
Yep.
Covering more than one line at the one time. Scores level here. Moncourse, Hodges, Morwood under pressure out in the full. Well, suddenly, Collingwood not panicking, but pressurised, making mistakes. We saw Graham Wright 5 minutes ago out in the full. And now Morwood.
A tough kick for a left footer, this one, on that side of the ground. He's going the banana kick, is he? Oh, no.
McGuinness tucked in the pocket. Well, you know, if you kick it into the goal square, you give Modra 50% odds of getting it. Nice looking kick right there, and it's through from behind. So Adelaide in front, and those hundreds of thousands back in South Australia would be saying, blow the siren. It's 5-4 to 5-3.
Well, they played well here last year, the Adelaide Crows. Let's not forget that. There was only a couple of poor kicks at the end that probably cost them the game. 4 points, was it, Bernie?
5 points it was, Pete.
Well, there's the short kick. McDermott did well to get back and stopped a certain mark. He gives it off to Bickley. Bickley to Ben Hart. They're starting to get run around the centre of the ground. The kick wide. Modra and Pert, awesome hanging on, going on there. Pert, the quick kick to centre wing. The race is on. Tregenza, Graham Wright, the 2 racehorses go after it. Tregenza goes to ground. Umpire calls play on. Bradley Rowe breaks the tackle. Hand pass to Francis. Francis a further hand pass. He has found Saunders. Now it's Richardson, the half forward, and that's Paul Williams to take the mark 60 metres from goal. Mick McGuan races out wide. Nigel Smart comes in to lend a hand. Good play by Smart. Also Maynard to back up. Rashudo around the corner with a quick kick. Jarman and Shaw. They wouldn't win a stall gift between them, those two. But a quick kick by Shaw finds Mickey McGuan.
Who is a thumping kick. Starcevic short. Good kick, McGuan. And Starcevic has been one Collingwood player who struggled last week in a big performance by the team against Carlton. He's had a quiet start here. This will be his second kick, but he is a goal kicking forward. And he's well within range. Tight angle. Good looking kick. Gave it a hook though. It's a behind, and scores a level at 5-4 apiece. So Starcevic has played all of the 6 matches to date. Lee to bring it back in. Terrific contest now. After Collingwood led 4 goals to 1 and threatened to run away with it, Adelaide have produced some fine football in the last 20 minutes to match them up. Smart wide. Now Anderson's found a hole in the centre. It would have to be a terrific kick. He's going to go longer. Robin, Moncourse. Moncourse did well. Williams read it okay. Threw it away in the end. Russell attacks it. Must be held up because he's a goal kicker. Now Williams, left foot, round the body, gave it a hook. Bickley can get back. The bounce. Now Bickley should control this because he's got a bit of time. McGuinness. Now McGuinness from half-back as Adelaide go out of defence.
He had no one to kick it to. Now he put it in front of Hart. Geez, quick Ben Hart, but he's tripped over out there. Well, he tripped over himself, I should say. Now Jarman's starting to get a lot of the ball. A clever little kick to Tregenza. He can go off with it. He should give a hand pass to Robin. Robin very, very mobile. Oh, they've mucked it up there, but finally they get it out to Robin again. On to Anderson. Left foot from 45 metres. Greg Anderson kicks it goal, and he has hooked it for a behind. So the Crows hit the front once again by 1 solitary point.
And they're playing pretty well too, Adelaide, in this quarter. There are just a few signs there. I think Collingwood will be starting to just worry a little bit at this stage.
Russell. Clever play. Good kick too to Francis. If he gets the right bounce. Kept it. No. Bit stiff. Not much in it.
Well, he was definitely out. I don't know whether the ball was.
Pretty hard to tell from where we are, Peter, but the crowd down there, all Collingwood, of course, not very happy with that decision. I wouldn't go much on that, though.
I think they might be biased, Bernie.
I think so.
They'd like a whistle, all of them, wouldn't they? Can't blame them. Great crowd here. They love their footy. And don't they love this black and white team that has given them, well, a lot of thrills over the years. Turner, the veteran, about to come on. And Collingwood with a real battle here. Robran goes, Rashuto, Williams. Now Adelaide with the numbers. McGuinness provides the shepherd. Rashuto, nice looking kick. Lip tack. Good spoil by Saunders. Shaw. Saunders ducked, got caught.
Oh, that should be a holding the ball decision, shouldn't it, Peter? He ducked once.
Yes.
He had the opportunity.
You're probably right, Bernie, I think.
I think Peter Cameron gave him 2 opportunities then.
Yeah, had the chance to get rid of it.
Christian wins it, and Francis is away.
Tony Francis on the left foot, kicks it out in front of Rocker. Rocker and Smart. Smart did well again to get his boot to that. Francis went without it. Now McGuinness, they dive in on top of it. Rowe goes to ground, and umpire will come in, and he will bounce at David Howlett.
Isn't Smart innovative? Just what he did there. I mean, he tries different things, doesn't he?
He's very acrobatic, isn't he? And with that enormous pace of his, he makes it very difficult for the forwards.
He's got on top of Rocco after an early goal to Rocco. Now here's a loose ball with Ben Hart. He should have given off the hand pass. Now he does to Lee, the second choice. Leads a centre wing. Hodges tries to hug it to his chest. Brown working hard. He's a little goer. Jarman did that very, very well and then couldn't get rid of it. But he really wanted that ball, Jarman, then, didn't he?
They've turned things around, haven't they? They did look a little bit timid in that first quarter, Adelaide. In fact, a couple of very easy possessions let slip.
Francis handball, Watson, good tackle, Bickley, Russell. Just missing the body, Collingwood, a few times, and that's a sign. Now he did duck Francis and gets a free kick.
Very lucky, Bruce. You called it. He ducked his head. It might have been a ferocious tackle by Brown, but once a player ducks his head and he's caught in possession, we'll have a look at this in replay.
Down he goes, or very lucky. But
might have been lucky.
There's 20,000 Collingwood supporters on that side of the ground, Bernie.
Bernie. Francis to half forward, Robran, Moncourse. Moncourse in the front spot. McGuinness. Adelaide are winning the crumbs. Ben Hart, who's played a wonderful game. Tregenza away. Not normally a good kick, and he didn't make any change there. It was an awful attempt. Now he gets it back. That's a little better. Jamison Morwood, body strength. Jamison still Morwood. Well played, Morwood. Jamison puts the pressure on him. Collingwood get back, though. And with numbers, and McGuan puts it down Watson's throat. And Watson from half-back can run with a second bounce.
Shane Watson on the left foot. Oh, it's a wobbly one. Rashuto, he smothered that beautifully. Scott Lee backing him up. Lee, McDermott and McGuan, 2 good players for the respective sides, and the ball fisted by McGuan over the line. But the most important thing is Starcevic off the ground and Turner on. This is a very good contest we're seeing here at Victoria Park. The Crows coming back after 2 losses and really battling hard now after a disappointing first term. Richardson receives from Graham Wright, who's pulled up short there. He looks injured, Graham Wright. Now, Paul Williams. Watson getting a lot of the ball, but being forced on the left foot a bit. The kick, Maynard should mark, can't do so. Turner put the pressure on. Maynard back to help out. Kelly is there. In they go. This is Turner, quick kick. Fraser punches it back. Rashuto did well to lock it in and then tries to get it out. Rowe goes to ground. Good umpiring to call play on, and eventually David Howlett will come in and bounce.
Well, it looks like Craig Kelly be playing centre half forward. There's Graham Wright. He seemed to be in a bit of strife, didn't he? An ankle, or not too free in his action anyway.
Robran won it hard over the top of it. Did get some sort of a kick away. Williams clever to Francis. Left foot's a good kick. Coming back and a behind to Francis. But suddenly Gaffer's come on.
And Wright's off.
So good call, Peter, spotting that 5-5 apiece. Now Bickley's very wide if Lee wants him. He's going to go out wide, and it's either Hart or Tregenza. And with Smart running on, there's a chance. Over the top, Smart. Now this is an important footy. Well played, Smart. He took Morwood on. Still with Smart. Now he ducks his head. That should be holding the footy.
Yes, he slipped, didn't he?
Yes, couldn't do much about it in the end, could he, Pete?
He did all the hard work too, didn't he?
It was good attacking football from full-back, running down to centre wing, but in the end, just a bit of bad luck stopped him.
Wiedemann running well with Kelly. Kelly hasn't had an impact. Bickley's played very well. Short kick to Brown, unable to take it. Watson's been outstanding. He really is a fine player.
Poor option by Bickley then.
I agree, Peter. To a man who was covered.
Yep.
Must go for the long
And
option.
a small man too.
Yep.
Rowe at half forward. Too far out to score. Rocker provides a first lead, then runs back.
Williams is on the lead now. Williams and Maynard. Maynard with the height, and he marks at half back. Just too much height then. And now Maynard's off. He's got to kick it wide. Anderson should mark this, and he does at half back. And they're getting plenty of the ball. They've had a lot more possessions than Collingwood. Now, centre wing. Good mark, Robrin. Excellent mark. I thought he was going to give a bad hand pass then.
7 marks he's taken, Peter.
Yes, very impressive. Beautiful kick. Hodges should mark. Was that a free kick? No. Hodges really should have marked that all the same, shouldn't he, Bernie?
Well, Hodges has been disgraceful, in fact, Peter. He hasn't taken 1 mark. He hasn't had a kick.
Well, that was kicked to the perfect position for a forward to mark the Collingwood player completely out of position.
Weighted perfectly, Peter, by Robin, who's been great. Free kick going to Collingwood at half back. Will be taken by Richardson to Francis, feeding off him.
No one to give it to.
Pert. Now he can go over the top to Watson, but he decides to take on Modra. Does it all right. Kick to half back. Good play by Tregenza. Hard after it. And Adelaide continuing to match Collingwood. Hart with 12 kicks and 3 handballs, and Tregenza with 7 and 4. Hodges doing the ruck work with Christian. Hodges going to ground. Oh, a high tackle on Jamison.
He'll just about kick this. He's probably the longest kick in the side, Jamison.
Yeah, it's just outside the 50-metre mark, probably about 53, 54 metres.
It's a long way.
This will test him.
But he is a booming kick, Bernie.
Well, if it was Rocker, you'd say he'd kick the distance for Collingwood. He'd be the longest kick at Collingwood, and this man the longest for Adelaide. From 55 metres, drop punt. Not going to make it. Right there, Monkhorst lip tack. Oh, Robrin put his hands on it.
Oh!
Point.
Well, I don't think you could do anything about it. You wouldn't blame Robin for that, would you, Peter?
No.
It was just instinctive. It came straight at him.
Stiff, wasn't he? As we look at the Collingwood bench, Starcevic looking on. Pert's found Watson at half-back, and Watson's getting a lot of kicks across there.
Yes, they've got to tighten up on Shane Watson from those kick-outs, Adelaide. Tony Shaw, centre wing, slowing it up. Adelaide have been on top in this term, no doubt about that. To half-forward, Kelly and Wiedemann. Wiedemann, the fisted punch, was disciplined. Scott Russell caught. Jarman did it very cleverly. On to Greg Anderson. The kick. Monkhorst gets into the hole at half-forward. And Monkhorst does it well to take the mark. He's looking for Christian and Williams. Williams playing in front of Trigger. Oh, he nearly dropped it. Poor Williams, centre wing. There's nothing moving at the moment up forward. Morwood's been moved to the half-forward line. Modra. What's Modra doing down there? As we see Christian hooking it back to Rowe, and Rowe marks at half-forward. He's got 2 loose men to give it to. Francis and Turner, and he finds Francis, and Tony Modra was down on the half-back flank.
Well, Gary Purdy must have followed his man down there. I'm just trying. Yeah, Gary Pert's now running back from centre half forward, trotting back to his position.
Well, Adelaide lead by a point. Tony Francis to kick from 45 metres, and the little rover, former South Australian, kicks. It's not a bad looking kick. 1 point, so scores a level.
Yes, it looks like Morwood's been moved to half forward, and Michael Gaffer is now picking up Jamison in the back pocket. Well, they're getting nothing across half forward, Collingwood, so they had to try something.
Maynard, Bickley. Oh, well done, Scott Russell. Maynard in trouble. Anderson in trouble. This is important. If Collingwood goal from this, it'll hurt Adelaide. Rowe round the body. Wiedemann front spot. Lee. Kelly with him. Still Kelly with him. Still Kelly. Good play. Gives it to Turner. Morwood. Back to Turner. Caught. Got rid of it in a hurry. Collingwood. Rashuto, who's played a good second quarter. And it was important psychologically that Adelaide didn't give a goal away in those circumstances. We're just a muck-up between a couple of players, Maynard and Bickley.
Rocker to do the ruck work. Gets it to Francis. A great goal by the little rover. So the Magpies from that ruck duel kicked in the front by 6 points.
Well, where were the defenders for the Crows? Surely you set yourself up a little bit better at a boundary throw-in than that. They're all in the front or at the back. But Tony Francis, I suppose, pinpoint accuracy in the knockdown from the ruck. And Tony Francis did the quick thinking onto the left boot very quickly to thread that one through.
Collingwood by 6 points. Great Rovers goal by Francis. A vital couple of minutes coming up. A free to Jarman for holding the man centre of the ground. This is Andrew Jarman. He's looking for Hodges. He had a very quiet day. Doesn't seem to have much idea up at half forward. Christian Williams trying to break the tackle. He's caught. Gets in a hand pass. Francis versus McGuinness. A bit of toe between those two. And eventually it's forced over the line halfway between centre wing and half forward for Adelaide.
Slightly heavy on that wing. We've had some rain in Melbourne in the last 24 hours. Not a lot. Players slipping a couple of times. We saw Smart go over earlier. Brown. Jarman's had a wonderful quarter. McGuinness feeds off him very well. To half forward. Liptak with the run of it. It sits. Oh, the handball was covered by Gafer, who put a tackle on him quickly. And good defensive play by the stopper in Gafer.
If he gets that handball through, it's a goal.
Yes, good work by Michael Gafer. Of course, a last-minute inclusion in the Collingwood side with Gavin Brown out.
Hodges went early with Christian. Quick, good play by Richardson. Francis in the front spot. McDermott clever. McGuinness with a long kick across the face for a behind. So Adelaide peppering and certainly having as much of the play.
The Collingwood supporters, I think, are feeling for a crow throw then out there on that wing.
The umpire, well, the players had their backs to the umpire, so he had no chance of picking it up.
Now, where's Watson? He's been collecting a lot of these kick-ins. I think they might have him covered this time. Yes, they have. Now, Hodges. Oh, taps it over the back. This is Collingwood off and running. Scott Russell. Bickley's after him. Russell in towards Rocker. Over the back of the pack. Little Rowe races in the goal. Oh, he's missed the sitter. Oh, that's a vital kick getting close to half-time. He's missed it.
Oh, he did all the hard work, didn't he? Read it beautifully, roved it off the pack. And really should have sealed that one.
Did the same thing against Carlton last week, running into an open goal. Maynard at half-back, who gets a lot of his kicks today. And for the third time today, went to play on and then put himself under pressure. Tregenza, free kick. Maynard getting a lot of his kicks from that kick in from Lee. Now the free should go to Tregenza. It was in the back. At half-back, short and wide, Lee. Now Robrin's on if he wants him. Now to Robrin, who's worked very hard in the first half. Goes, bang, poor kick, but missed by Liptak. Richardson swings around, bit too easy in the end, and when it's easy you're able to deliver precisely, and that's what he did to Russell, who's lifted his work rate in the last few minutes. Williams, not a good kick by Russell, running close to the boundary line and out.
Yeah, some of the Collingwood field kicking's been pretty ordinary, really. Centre wing, Robrin and Monkhorst. Monkhorst won that one, but Tregenza read it. Well played, Tregenza. Nearly lost his shorts then. On to Bickley. Bickley to half forward. Brown. He's got backup support from Liptak. Very slippery over there. And there's Saunders, former Footscray player, taking the ball over the line. Half forward for Adelaide. We're just over 1.5 minutes to go. And 6 points the margin. So a goal to Adelaide on half time would be pretty handy. There's Christian doing the ruck work. So they go to ground. Again, there's Tony McGuinness. McDermott was there.
I just wonder, Peter, how long they can go with Hodges at centre half forward. He hasn't had a kick. 2 hand passes, hasn't taken a mark. Well, that's a luxury just leaving him at centre half forward.
Off, they could have had Robin there, of course. Now, there's McGuire on to Shaw, who's brought down by Hart. There's Francis. Out wide is Williams. A minute to go to half-time. Rowers there. They race in after. Well done by Rowe to Williams. Now McGuire. McGuire races to 55 metres. An open goal looms. It's bouncing. It rolls. Hits the post. Bad luck, Mick McGuire.
Some excellent teaming there, wasn't it, by the Collingwood side? A few little tap-ons, and they just realised where their teammates were, ending up with Mick McGuire. He probably could have run a couple of yards further there and had a shot.
He's become one of the best finishers in the game, McGuan, hasn't he? From a distance, he's a really good kick. Kicked some damaging goals against Carlton on Sunday. Hart. Adelaide would... well, it's so vital they don't concede a goal here because they've worked hard and probably should be at least level. They've had enough of the footy. Smart holds his ground against Williams. Francis has had a good quarter, looks for a free kick, not given. Brown harasses him to the boundary line. All good stuff for Adelaide because they hold it up. Oh, Smart probably didn't realise that McGuinness was running with him. And that was just out of play. Bad luck by McDermott. Tapped it back.
It's amazing how one-eyed you can become because he took a dive, Francis, then everyone appealing for a free kick.
Christian against Hodges. Francis again, who's been a terrier in this quarter. The kick into the centre with about... Wiedemann goes with Kelly. Ducked his head, Wiedemann. Fraser on half-time as the siren sounds. Is it a goal? No. Maynard marks. Holds it up. So a terrific first half as it's turned out. A surprising comeback by Adelaide in the fact that Collingwood looked to be dominating. Collingwood have had to reshuffle their forward line with Morwood going up. Kelly's had little to do. Smart's played very well on Rocker. McGuinness has had a great duel with Francis. Russell picked up a bit, but at half-time, Collingwood lead by 7 points at 6-8 to 5-7.
The name of the game is Australian.
Up at centre-half forward.
No, Jamison.
No, Jamison's at centre-half forward, and Hodges, well, I like that. He's better because he's a kick and mark player only, Hodges. He's not mobile enough for centre-half forward.
Start of the second half. Collingwood 7 points in front of Victoria Park. Robin and Moncourse have had a good duel. So have Francis and McGuinness. McDermott got a handball away under pressure. A kick off the ground by Fraser. To half forward. McGuan over the top of it. Was looking for a free kick. Bickley to Robin, whose mobility and athleticism has been outstanding today. Jamison with 2 goals.
Already a difference. Bruce Jamison's taken a mark in about the first 30 seconds at centre-half forward.
And Hodges has taken a mark in the forward pocket.
Well, that's where he's got to play.
Yeah, kick and mark player only. You can play for... It's unfortunate for him that Modra's been such a sensation at full forward because undoubtedly he is a good player playing at full forward because he's kicked over 150 goals in a season. Well,
this is an important kick for his own confidence and for Adelaide. Gave it a hook at the end and misses. And he would have loved a goal there. He must be down on confidence, Hodges, and Adelaide within a goal as Pert brings it back in and McGuan and Hodges to go.
Ricky McGuan has taken the mark onto Turner. Turner from half-back, chips it wide. This might run out here. Williams has got the pace. Oh, look at that, stops. Hand pass, Fraser talking about pace. Here he goes. Mark Fraser, will he go again? Oh, he went for the bounce, in trouble. Caught, leg, was he? No. Kicked by Fraser across the face. Some pushing and shoving going on. And eventually the ball over the line. He went probably one bounce too many, Bernie.
Well, I thought you called it okay, Pete. I thought he was legged also by Robin.
So forward pocket. Throw in. Collingwood's attacking zone. Rocker. Now where's Francis? They got a goal down the other end from Rocker and Francis. Smart one that hit out actually. Deep in the pocket. As they lie over the ball, it'll be a bounce.
Graham Wright back on for Collingwood. He'd gone off in the second quarter injured. Starcevic on the interchange along with Saunders. Collingwood a goal in front. Robin has done so much work. He was the one that put the tackle on Fraser. Got the quick kick away to an empty space. Shaw, who had his colours lowered in the second quarter by Jarman, who did that brilliantly, to Anderson, who uses McGuinness inside. Now he can go all the way here, McGuinness. Can touch it again, and he can touch it again.
Not a Collingwood player going at him though.
And now goes towards Hodges. Good stretch. Gaffer with him. Adelaide with the chance here, though. Hodges should do something constructive. Tregenza had time to steady. Poor kick. Pert hanging on to Modra.
And Could have been the other way, I think.
Very lucky. He was the one hanging on. He wrapped Modra around his body very cleverly, as a defender often does.
A shocking kick to Genza. It was, Bruce.
Well, that's the poor part of his play. Moncourse, unfortunately for Collingwood, not paid the mark. Robin, well played, clever handball. Tregenza back to Maynard. Maynard's neat kick to Jamison was a good one. Now Jamison's a thumping kick. Modra provides the lead. He goes that way now. Pert still hanging on to him.
Free kick umpire.
Well, Pert's been hanging on and got away with it again. The right handball under pressure. Well played Brown to rip it off Turner. Brown in the pocket. And that kick going in and out.
It's a different rule for full forwards and full backs.
Yes, well, it just happens, Peter, if the umpire looks at the right time to catch these sort of infringements.
Well, 6 points the margin. I thought Modra should have got a free kick then. Hodges and Gafer. Hodges did it well with the left hand. McDermott, Modra. Oh, was that a free kick?
Well, again, the umpire caught with a lot of players in between him and the actual marking contest.
Well, let's have a look. Let's see. He's holding him, Gary Pert.
Well, I agree with that, but the umpire, who was about 30 metres away with about 10 players in front of him.
Well, there's the punch out to Fraser to the half-back line. Christian caught, gets in a hand pass. Good play. Richardson caught from behind. A great tackle by Hart. Chris McDermott, a hurried kick. Modra, now that's a free kick to Pert. Well, I don't know. I must be watching a different game. Wasn't he dragged down then, Gary Pert?
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Well, the short one in the Gafer. Well, what do you think, Bruce, then?
Oh, definitely held, dragged down. The ball hit the post and a point to McDermott.
It's just amazing. If that happened in the middle of the ground, the umpire would have no hesitation in blowing the whistle, Peter.
Here's Francis. Torpedo punt that carries about 60 metres row. Oh, great mark. That was a fantastic mark.
Isn't it good to see a long direct kick also, Bruce? Didn't mess around, not wasting opportunities. They got it down to the forward line very quickly with that torpedo. Didn't give the Adelaide players any chance to get back there and cover.
It's kick 1-2, Rowe. Missed a really easy shot in the second quarter. Good looking kick off the boot. Is it fading away or is it a goal? It was a good kick. He's got it. 2 goals to Rowe, and Collingwood edge away with a little break now. 7-8 to 5-9.
There's the player in question there, Brad Rowe. There's Gary Pert in replay over the top. Tony Shaw. Look at this kick from Tony Francis. He unloads with a long barrel, the big torpedo, into that forward line. Good courage here by Brad Rowe, going back with the flight of the ball, and takes a very strong chest mark.
The Magpies by 11 points as Jarman almost hooked it out of the hands. Oh, he gets it across to McGuinness. That was good play. Anderson kicks it quickly to the half-forward line. Modra! Oh, free kick that time. Well, I thought there was 2 free kicks then, the Modra.
Well, the umpire got it anyway, so it doesn't matter, Peter. But Gary Pert, he's that type of player, isn't he, at fullback? He hangs on and does everything,
but Peter
sometimes
Cameron,
outside the rules.
Peter Cameron was there this time. And on the shoulder, no doubt about it. Modra directly in front, has kicked 3. A very exciting player, Modra. And they need this, Adelaide. They trail by 11 points. He's directly in front. Oh, he might have snuck that one in, or he might get another kick here.
Because he will.
Yes, because someone ran. It's been taken to the goal line. He had missed that kick, Modra. Now, who was it against, Bernie?
Tony Francis. Definitely running alongside, within
too close
the space. He ran alongside as he's about to kick it.
Yes, it looks like it's Francis.
And obviously Cameron has said, as it's not a goal, he gets another kick.
Right.
Gary Pert just giving a little consolation pat there to Tony Francis. Well picked up, Bruce.
Well, Modra directly in front will kick a goal, and he kicks his 4th. So Adelaide back in it. They trail by 5 points.
Well, that's amazing what you said, Peter, also. The difference of the umpires there. Peter Cameron paid that free kick against Gary Pert. A couple of previous decisions David Howlett let go, didn't he? And there was just as much in them as that decision there when that one was paid against Gary Pert.
Look at Pert now, he's all over him.
Well, I don't reckon that's legal.
Back at the centre. I don't reckon you'd try it with Tony Lockett. He'd just put it to the ground, wouldn't he?
No, he'd wrestle you to the ground, yep.
Pert still going at Modra. 7-8 to 6-9. 50 to 45. Still at Modra, Pert. Now Robran. Brown. Kick didn't go anywhere. Jarman has been very good. Bickley. Here's Liptak. Here's a chance. Liptak, well, he could have gone on. Now Hodges provides a lead. McGuinness on his own.
He's taken too long. He turned his back again, you're right.
Well, Liptak from 50 metres has wasted a wonderful opportunity here. As Perk
there's a goal.
Well, it's a goal. He didn't waste it. He kicked the goal instead.
And Gary Pert looks like he may have injured himself also.
Well, Liptak's goal, let's hope Pert's all right. Liptak turning his back, missing 2 chances to play on, one to McGuinness and one to play on himself, and he's kicked a goal, and suddenly Adelaide in front.
There's the kick coming from around about 51, 52 metres out. There's Gary Pert, misses the ball completely over the top there and landed very heavily on that right hip.
Adelaide by a point as Mark Bickley on the left foot. Oh, danger here for Collingwood. Brown running back with the flight of the ball. Brown went without it. Hodges lays the tackle on Turner. Here's another tackle. Christian drops it. Gafer across to Graham Wright and the Magpies screaming out of defence. Graham Wright trying to lift them as Tony Francis at half-back chips it in short to Williams, and Williams is marked on centre wing. Rashudo on the mark. Paul Williams. They trail by a point, the Magpies. Morwood up in front. No mark. Hand pass from Russell to Watson. Watson tried to chip it to Rowe. He did it pretty well, but good play by Tregenza to get back and force that over the line. And Graham Corns would like to see Tregenza doing it with that aspect of his play improving.
Yeah, good defensive work by Tregenza. Monkhorst now playing at full forward, and Rocket doing the ruck work for Collingwood.
Suddenly Collingwood finding it hard to find goals, and key forwards. Kelly's been well held. Here's Richardson, a good tackle on him. Lee over the top of it. No free kick. Monkhorst got rid of it in a hurry. McGuinness rips it away. Oh, well played Morwood. The Maynard handball not good. Tregenza under pressure but won the footy. Liptak out wide with Wright and Williams. Some pace there for Collingwood. And Williams well played across the boundary line, but Liptak held him up against the 2-1 and held the footy up. So Adelaide all around the ground has lifted. There's no question about that. They're matching Collingwood in their desire for the football, and that was a big difference early. McGuinness under pressure. The kick to half to centre wing and out on the full, and that'll be McGuan's kick. Mickey McGuan. It's a lovely kick, and that's a good strong kick. Robin from the side, Morwood. Rashutio, who played a beautiful second term. Here's Tregenza's shocking kick. Just can't afford to give up the football like that.
He does it too often. That is 4 or 5 times
He drops it carelessly onto the boot, Peter, every time.
Richardson to half on. Robin the flyer punches it instead of trying to mark. Disciplined play. Oh, taken away by Rashudo. Rocker. Russell, a quick kick. Francis and McGuinness. Back up support by Anderson. Free kick Anderson. No. McGuinness trying to tap it on. Holding the ball, the umpire says.
Yes,
but he was in control and he let it go. I thought Anderson was a bit stiff there. This is Mark Fraser. 70 metres from goal. Bring it in towards the pocket. The big hands of Monkhorst. Now Brad Rowe. Rowe kicks. I think he's goal. Yes. Brad Rowe has kicked 3 goals, and the Magpies now lead by 5 points.
Well, Brad Rowe certainly doing a good job for Collingwood around goal as the forward pocket rover. He's kicked 3-2 and missed a gimme almost down at the other end of the ground in the second quarter. He should have 4 on the board against his name. But Collingwood a little bit worried because Rocker's been well beaten by Nigel Smart. He's now doing the ruck work. Monkhorst now down at full forward. And they really needed to try to get something going across that centre area, because Adelaide looking pretty dangerous in this third quarter, but still anyone's game. It's goal for goal.
Excellent contest. Goals have been hard to get. Robin, can he keep going? Pretty hard to play in the ruck all day when you're not used to it. He wins the tap. McGuinness, McDermott with a bit of distance. Jamison against Christian. Hodges. Handball given off to Brown. Pushed by Turner.
Shocking hand pass, Bruce. Bruce, a player giving a hand pass can't be falling backwards. He must be moving towards the target so that if the player doesn't take the hand pass on the full, he's there to give support. And Hodges had no idea there.
Ben Hart, quite to third quarter, but terrific first half. McGuinness. This will be a contest. Perk gets in front. Well played, Perk, that time. Nothing illegal there. He did it
No.
very well.
Man on man, he won out.
Hard man to move when he gets in front. Richardson swept for him beautifully at the back and then kicked it straight down Christian's throat at half back. Swings it out to Tony Shaw. Collingwood mounting an attack. Shaw to Rowe. Rowe giving Lee the runaround in this quarter.
Too quick for him.
With 3 goals, Rowe. He's kicked to centre-half forward. Wiedemann and Kelly. Kelly in the front spot. Wiedemann has given away a free kick. Well, love to have a look at that one again.
Well, he looks amazed by the decision. Craig Kelly has been fairly quiet. This is only his second kick coming up. Well, maybe he just dragged him slightly with that right hand on the shoulder, but I would have thought it would have been a play-on decision.
Well, it's technical at the best, wasn't it? But Kelly, with a quiet day, is a pretty good kick normally. Hart and McGuan have been having a bit of to do off the footy. And Kelly from 50, drop punt. Certainly got the distance, but faded away. Slight slice if you're a golfer behind.
Just a little bit gingerly he went for that kick because he's had that knee reconstruction. There's Craig Starcevich on the bench. Scotty Lee to bring it in short. He finds Simon Tregenza. Now let's hope he can kick. Oh, his handball out wide this time to Bickley. Bickley an ordinary kick, a shocking kick. Straight to McGuan. McGuan dodging, weaving. Good play, Mickey McGuan. On the left foot, set sail for home. A beautiful sweeping kick. Oh, great goal, McGuan. 2 goals to Mick McGuan, 2 of the best goals you would ever wish to see, and the Magpies lead by 2 goals.
Yes, not much doubt about that, Peter. A little bit of pressure put on Bickley here. Scotty Russell applying the pressure. The hand pass not all that good. Mickey McGuan just taking them all on around Bickley, and from just outside the 50-metre mark on the left boot has kicked a freakish goal again.
Well, he's no doubt one of the best finishers in the game, McGuan. Francis gave McGuinness a little push in the back. Rowe, Collingwood is ignited now. They've really lifted. Shaw running for Rowe. Rowe's drop punt. Smart at the back. Monkhorst in the front. Left foot by Russell. Behind. That would have brought the stand down. Another one in such a short time. But there are moments in a football match where you reckon the tide is turning, and this is one of them, and it's now up to Adelaide to hold on.
Well, I think it's all started. Collingwood playing well in this 5 minutes, but some very poor disposal by Adelaide from the back line. Now there's Maynard, a chance. Maynard goes inside, ridden into the ground. Shouldn't have been a free kick and wasn't. Over to down. Let's see what Tregenza does. He looks straight up in the air, receiving from Robran. Now that is a shocking bit of football by Tregenza. He kicked it straight up in the air to a man, a Collingwood man. Unbelievable. As we see right at half back, you don't like to be too critical, but it's just poor play.
No, his disposal's been ordinary, hasn't it? If he gets enough of the ball, he should be doing better with it.
Here's Rocker, a booming kick, a 65-metre kick. Watson was grabbed by the arm. Should have been against Rashudo. Goes in after it again. Back it comes to Maynard. Tregenza a good hand pass. Scott Lee, the chip pass, finds Robran. Oh, Robran back to Lee. Can he break the tackle? He can. Lee on the left foot. In towards half forward, and look at this. Michael Christian read it beautifully to take a mark.
Well, they probably haven't made things easy for the centre half forward. Jamieson now playing there. The delivery into the forward line's left a lot to be desired.
Christian from half back to centre wing. Rocker and Robran, some talent there. Here's Francis. Rode the tackle, clever kick to Williams. Now Rowe short if he wants him, he'll go there. Russell running for Rowe. Kelly runs for him. Wiedemann gets to the front. Here's Russell who keeps on running. Well played, Russell. Monkhorst, oh, well done, Bickley. Ripped it away. Now Fraser and McGuinness. Fraser had an edge, took the ball beautifully, gave handball under pressure to Kelly. That's the difference between the sides. Under pressure, he was effective. Kelly's kick, Robran should take it, and he takes a screamer.
That was a difficult mark, that
yes,
one.
It was. It was a floating ball, wasn't it? An ordinary kick around the corner from Craig Kelly.
She's made a mark, Robran, today. Rashuto's kick, lip tack, swings a handball to McGuinness on his wrong side. Poor kick, and Christian playing very well on both Hodges and Jamieson, and then goes out wide.
Fraser.
Sorry, I was going to say, Pete, you can play pretty well when the way they're kicking the ball into that forward line. You would think they were kicking for Christian.
Well, there's a free kick over the back. No, it's Maynard. Maynard, a hand pass. On to Chris McDermott. McDermott, oh, an ordinary looking kick. Oh, look, this is a pick out Michael Christian day. Straight onto his chest. Unbelievable disposal as we see Perk the half forward. Maynard showed a lot of courage in. Bickley, they gets it out towards Rashudo. Further afield is Tony McGuinness. Now they've got a chance again. This is Brown. Brown the sweeping kick. Modra and Pert thumps it over the line at half forward for Adelaide. But how many more times are they going to hit Christian on the chest?
Well, it's ridiculous, isn't it? They've just given away so many opportunities, and Tregenza, one of the worst offenders. He's had plenty of the ball across centre line there with 12 kicks and 8 hand passes, but how many have been effective?
Adelaide needing a goal. Anderson, poor kick again. Well, Gafer missed it. Hodges brought down, no free kick. Here's Shaw, well played.
Well, they've got to take Hodges off, don't they?
Turner.
He did stage for that one, didn't he?
Fraser. Yeah, I think the umpire made the right decision. Oh, gee, Lee could have got there a little earlier. Williams to Watson. Morwood. Well done, Bickley. Ran a long way to keep the pressure on Morwood. And Adelaide have done a very good job to hold it up. Watson was trying to draw the player to give it to Morwood, and Bickley came from nowhere to at least put the pressure on him.
Yeah, spot on, Bruce. The ball at half forward for the Magpies. They lead by 13 points. Monkhorst with the left hand. McGuinness read it well. He's got no one to kick it to, so cleverly he puts it around the boundary line, and that was good play. And Tasker's about to come on.
Starcevic on and Morwood off.
And Lee off for Adelaide. Well, there could have been a free kick to Rocker. No, it's Hart onto Tregenza. He'll go to McGuinness. Oh, McGuinness. Back it comes to Hart. Hart very quick. Anderson, he wants to come onto the left foot. There's McDermott caught holding the ball.
Great tackling by Collingwood.
Scott Russell, the long kick. In towards Kelly. Oh, big fist was by Nigel Smart. Over the back is Watson. Good play, Watson. McGuan, pressure on. Rashudo was grabbed. And umpire David Howlett will come in and bounce.
Good work all around there with Adelaide running the ball out from half back. There's a series of tackles that held them up. And Collingwood players just kept coming at the man with the ball, doing the right thing.
But the option to Anderson was the wrong one. He's a left footer who can't kick on his right foot, and he's in a position where he can't go anywhere. And you handball to him. Here's Tregenza. Robrin versus Rocker. Rocker this time, but Robrin's been great today. Here's Williams. Clever, good kick. It was precise. Watson's a very fine player in his second year. A mistake, Tasker. Should have got a free kick. Brown, and well, I guess the umpire just forgets about that because you know that Adelaide's in possession, but Brown under pressure out of bounds.
Yes, the high tackle wasn't it, Bruce, on Tasker?
Well, should be a free kick
against Watson.
Collingwood to half forward. Starcevic, but at the back, Rocker. Now, this guy is a massive kick. He will bring this right into the goal square if he wants to. Didn't time it very well. Kelly wrestling with Wiedemann. Free kick going to Kelly against Wiedemann.
Well, advantage could have been paid there, Bruce, because Monkhorst was running into an open goal. And why wasn't it paid? Well, it should be advantage. Here we have a look at this in replay. And Kelly dragged down by Wiedemann. And away goes Monkhorst. The whistle is blown. And maybe the Adelaide players did stop, but Monkhorst would have just run in and kicked it from about 2 metres out, Pete.
Kelly's kicked 2 points, and he should goal here, and this will give Collingwood a big break in the context of a low-scoring match. They're 9-10 to 7-9, and suddenly Adelaide's goal-scoring avenues have dried up. They can't get the ball past half forward with any system at all. Kelly, drop punt, goal. Collingwood has stretched their lead now. They've withstood a challenge, and they look as if they're going away. 10-10 to 7-9.
There's Craig Kelly's first goal. Let's have a look at this free kick again. Just dragged there just slightly by Wiedemann. Grabbed hold of the Guernsey. Advantage wasn't paid, but Craig Kelly hasn't had a fantastic day. In fact, that was his 4th kick, and he's had 2 hand passes.
The Magpies having a very good term. Tony Shaw on Jarman, taken away by Fraser on the left foot to the half-forward line. Rashudo is there. McGuan again. Bickley, holding the man. He got rid of the ball, McGuan. He held on too long, Mark Bickley. So Mickey McGuan, 55 metres from goal. Probably the distance, slight doubt. Although as soon as you say that, they usually whack them through. This is Mickey. He's looking for the short one. He's holding it for a torpedo, Bernie. Now the drop punt. Well, what do you think, Torp?
I think a torpedo.
Yes, torpedo. Here it goes. Let's see. Oh, it's a shocker. Not a Bernie Quinlan won that one. To half-forward row. McGuinness went without it. Now Robin in on top of it. And umpire Peter Cameron will come in and bounce. Peter Cameron, very experienced umpire, has had firm control at his end of the ground.
10-10, 7-9. Collingwood leading by 19 points. Robin and Moncourse. Smart. Williams, good tackle by Tregenza. Rocker's in there with Wiedemann. Watson's quick kick. Kelly strong at the footy. Adelaide under pressure. Oh, Tasker under pressure there. And it'll be a bounce down with Collingwood deep in attack, and another goal here. Adelaide will find it hard. In their 3 matches before this, Adelaide's best third quarter was a 2-goal term. They've only kicked 2 in this. They call it the championship quarter, and they've struggled again today when they were right in this match at half-time.
Well, it's usually the side with the most desire wins out in the third term, don't they, Bruce?
Well, Adelaide's third quarter record against Collingwood has been modest, and today Collingwood has again taken the initiative in this term. Moncourse and Smart to do the ruck work. Moncourse aggressive always at the football. Smart got his hand on it. Wiedemann, Tregenza, that was clever. Bickley and Starcevic. Wiedemann's hip and shoulder okay. Bickley goes to ground. Gave it away. Francis was in there. Watson looking for a free kick. Jarman versus Rowe. Tregenza off the ground, didn't go far. Jarman has had a quiet term after a terrific second quarter. That was a good kick by Jarman. He had nowhere to go. He found the boundary line at centre wing. Adelaide need a goal before three-quarter time. You'd reckon they have to get one to have a chance of winning.
Well, look at that, 70 to 51, 19 points. They definitely need one before three-quarter time. Rocker with the big left hand. Oh, it went about 25 metres, that knockout. And Francis helps the ball on its way along with Mark Bickley. Now there's Barry Mitchell and Gavin Brown. Barry Mitchell on the left, who played in the reserves today against Richmond. And of course Gavin Brown, Achilles tendon, they tell me, so that could be not too good. Oh, hand pass straight to Watson from Maynard. Watson! Oh, just missed to the right. And that might have been curtains for Adelaide if he had have kicked that one. Maynard handballed straight to Watson, then Bernie.
Yes, they've made some mistakes, haven't they? Their use of the ball today, Adelaide, has been pretty ordinary on occasions.
Tasker to bring her back in. He might be sporting a black eye. Good kick, Tasker to Robrin. Wiedemann running on for him. Robrin's kept running for the first three quarters. Drop punt to centre half forward. Jamison, that's a better kick. Robrin is a good kick. Now, Modra goes and Jamison sees him and goes out towards him. Modra's had to go a long way. Would have been better off to take it on the half volley. Anderson very disappointing with that one. Shaw, he won the first quarter and he's won the third quarter. To Williams, he's standing Jarman Shaw. Williams has kicked a half forward. Kelly should get there. A good stretch and a free kick against Tasker to Kelly. Great to see him back playing after a serious knee injury against West Coast in round 13 last year. Moncourse used his body. Watson, great kick for a behind. Bad luck. It was a good attempt from a really good player. Watson's kick 1-2 and Collingwood, well, they're right on top now at 10-12 to 7-9. Scott Lee not often he's dragged, but he had his colours lowered by Brad Rowe in this quarter. McDermott, sadly out of form, the captain.
McDermott to centre wing, Brown in front. Anderson on that right foot hooks it back. Now courage is needed here. Ben Hart was there and Christian. Christian kept his eyes on the ball. There's Brown. Liptak did that very, very well. Robin and Rocker. Now Fraser, and Mark Fraser with great pace. 2 bounces. Will he go again? Hand pass. Starcevic, the chip pass to Watson. He found him. Good play by Starcevic.
Good vision, wasn't it, Peter, from Craig Starcevic? He could have blazed away from 50 metres. But he saw Watson there, and here's the pace of Mark Fraser dashing away. Good shepherding provided. Hand pass to Starcevic just outside the 50-metre line. Didn't blaze away. Has given Watson the opportunity to kick from about 40 metres.
Watson has improved his kicking greatly in the past 12 months as he kicks from 35 metres and puts it right through the middle. The Magpie is well on top. Shane Watson has kicked 2. And Collingwood kicked clear 11-12 to 7-9.
What would you put down his improvement in kicking to, Peter? You haven't been coaching him, have you? Come on, don't be modest, have you?
Come on, you talk about this, Bernie.
All right,
Rocker's
okay, we'll
play was
forget
good
about that. It was fantastic. Rocker's done a good job in the ruck in this term. Fraser with the pace. These pacey blokes, they just break up the play so very well from half back to half forward.
Biggest margin in the game to date. They've really stretched away Collingwood. Free kick to Francis. Severio Rocker setting up that goal by chopping off one for Robin in the centre. Wiedemann, nice mark against Starcevic. Less than 30 seconds remaining. McGuinness, now Liptak's on for him. That's the way it goes. Not a long kick, Liptak, and I would doubt if he'll get this. And with time running out, it might be Adelaide's one chance to get a goal. Drop punt. It's right there. Modra!
He's got it.
Modra kicks his 5th goal on the siren, and Adelaide get one and trail 8-9 to 11-12. 11-12, 8-9. Last quarter at Victoria Park. Collingwood 21 points in front. Modra's got 5 for Adelaide. Rowe has 3 for Collingwood. Rocker in the ruck against Robin. Not much in that. McDermott got his hands on it. Got away with it. Got a quick kick towards half forward. Collingwood has had a loose player most of the match at half back from that centre square. Richardson well played. Starcevic well played because he was out of position. Gave himself a chance. Good play. Tasker unable really to hold it up, and Kelly kicks it around the body and touched by Smart, still in play. Watson in pursuit, and Smart's away, and a good kick. Tregenza should have taken it. Falls over, and Williams goes bang towards Starcevic. Smart there. Tasker sat, waited. Starcevic tried to break a tackle. Watson over the top. Nigel Smart, well played 3 times there.
He's been excellent, hasn't he, Bruce? He has been outstanding in defence. He's had Rocker moved off him, kicked a goal early, but had no influence on the game after that until he went into the ruck.
He's trying his heart out, Nigel Smart. There's Jarman, smothered off the boot. Bickley tries to break the tackle, gets in a hand pass. McDermott, a wide hand pass. Tregenza. Robin. Tony McGuinness. Oh, an ordinary kick again, but it comes off because waiting for its Wiedemann. Looks to have been moved up forward, Wayne Wiedemann. Wiedemann from 55 metres up in the air. It floats in towards goal. A long kick hit the post. Bad luck to the rugged half-back. They really needed that one. So 78 to 58. Wayne Wiedemann, that's good with his strength up there across the half-forward line. Might help Adelaide out, Bernie.
Yes, he was playing on Craig Kelly, but he did seem to start off at half-back. As soon as the ball was bounced, he ran up to the half-forward line.
Tasker now on Kelly. Pert's kick, a good one. Oh, lovely mark, Rocker. Is that 50? It
50.
is against Jamison. Oh, you tear your hair out if you're a coach and someone does something so ridiculous in a situation like this.
Well, there's no rhyme or reason for it, is there? The player's clearly taken the mark. The umpire's about 2 metres away and you knock the ball out of his hands.
You'd love to, well, Rocker's kick, Tasker, I was going to say you'd love to be able to take a player off in that situation to maybe teach him a lesson, but unfortunately Adelaide don't have anyone to come on, really. Rashuto's kick to half forward. Jamison, Brown, still Brown. Left foot, Liptak, busy at half forward.
Collingwood would not want to relax and let Adelaide in for a couple of quick ones. They get a sniff of it, they'll be hard to beat. Here's Liptak from half forward across the face. A chance for Modra. No mark. Gaffer forces the ball to the line, and the human glove would be happy with that. And just watching him when the ball's down the other end, he's concentrating. There he is, Mickey Gaffer. Watches his man like a hawk. As we see Christian doing the ruck work. And the ball is locked in there, and the umpire, this time Peter Cameron, will come in and bounce. 25 metres out from the Crows' goal. There's Shane Morwood having a spell on interchange. 20 points the margin. Not a lot in modern day football, or the big fist, but it comes back towards the half forward line. Tony McGuinness did it well, playing for the free kick. There's Jarman trying to get in a hand pass. Tony Shaw's after him. Jarman did it well. Anderson, now McDermott, now Bickley. On to Robran was clever play. Matthew Robran brings it in towards full forward, pushing and shoving. Gary Pert with strength was good play. Here's Matthew Liptak. He went without it. And the Magpies do it very, very well. And Graham Wright comes away across the half-back line.
He's had a quiet day by his own high standards. Well played Maynard at the back of Starcevic. Falls over but gets a very effective handball away to Williams. Drew some players to him. Williams from 45 metres with a drop punt, which has missed everything. And out on the full.
Well, the disposal really has been poor from both sides on a few occasions, Peter, hasn't it? Especially Adelaide in that third quarter. Not a lot of pressure on Williams there.
Smart with a high drop punt out to half-back. He's hoping Robin can take a mark. Had 3 Collingwood players against him. Maynard to Tregenza, who touches it on the ground, then goes short to Liptak, who's been quite busy. Back to Maynard. Maynard's left foot. Wiedemann, Richardson at the back. Lee, the human glove. Gaffer gives away a free kick.
No, Mick, I don't think there's any use appealing for that one.
I was going to say, the human glove, Peter McKenna, wouldn't have been on anyone like Scott Lee too often, would he? He hasn't worn a Scott Lee too often. There's his kick to Jamison, who is a thumping kick. Now, can he drop punt it? Modra's on a very wide and long lead. Gee, they've lost some distance almost, Adelaide. Modra under pressure. Good kick back, but Gaffer should take it. Well, there wasn't a lot of percentage in that lead by Modra.
No, not at all, Bruce.
If the kick was all right, it would have been okay, but it was just too wide, the kick, as we see Tony Shaw at half-back. Over the top, Pert likes to run on the left foot. A nice kick too, looking for Rocker. Rocker underneath it. And finally, Ben Hart takes it across the line. Right in front of our commentary box is that half-forward for Collingwood. They lead by 20 points. Got just under 20 minutes of play left in the game, so plenty of time for Adelaide if they're good enough. Rocker and Robran. Robran did that well. A wild kick in the pack by Rocker.
Nothing paid. It should have been a kicking in danger decision
Jarman
there.
had his hands on the ball as Rocker let fly with the boot, and I don't think the umpire was in a position to see it.
No, I think Jarman had a few words to David Howlett.
Well,
letting him
and
know about
McDermott chipping him as well. It was a flying kick, a dangerous one, as we see Rocker cleverly, and finally it's forced over the line, and the two little rovers still at each other. McGuinness and Francis still manning up. There they are.
Robran and Rocker shoulder to shoulder. McDermott, McGuan. Rocker off the ground. McDermott tried to back it. Hart, who didn't have a big third quarter after having a brilliant first half. McGuinness. Tregenza versus Williams. Tregenza in the front spot. Nice mark. Well played. There's no doubt he can win the footy, or gets enough of the footy, Tregenza, to be a great player, but he's wasted a lot of it today. Robran. Modra. Can he half volley it? Now, it's very clever. Didn't get a good bounce. Pert just ran him right out of it. Christian. Russell has been quiet today. To McGuan, who has done some amazing things. He's kicked 2 goals that have been out of this world. Shaw to Watson, who, if he is playing on hard, has eventually won that battle. This is his 19th kick. Hart stuck on 12. Long kick by Watson. Big fly. Great mark, Rocker.
He's a good kid, Peter, isn't he, Severio Rocker?
Improving with every game, Bernie.
19 years of age.
Well, that was a great mark. That's memories of Royce Hart coming across the front there.
Yes, well, it was set up for him, wasn't it? And, of course, he's got a little bit more latitude playing in the ruck in this term, with Monkhorst doing the work in the forward line. But he has been very promising. He's had a good start to the season, averaging 4 goals a game.
Normally a very accurate kick. 21 goals so far for the season. Going for number 2 today. Gives it a hook and misses. We kicked them last week against Carlton. Collingwood 11, 13, 8, 10. It's a good handy lead. It's not over yet. 79 to 58. But you think if Collingwood kick another goal or 2, it'll be out of Adelaide's reach.
Sean Tasker to the half-back line. Smart had a couple to beat Collingwood. Just more players backing up. That's Monkhorst getting it to Williams. Williams can go to Russell. Russell caught, gets his boot to it. Tony Shaw and Smart. Shaw back with the flight, takes the mark. Smart could see he was out of, not his man, but he had to try and duck back to try and stop the mark.
Well, a little bit lucky there because the kick, an awkward one, and Tony Shaw just had enough space to take that mark. Nigel Smart with enormous pace.
I'll pose a question to you, Bernie Quinlan. Will Tony Shaw make the distance?
45 metres will really stretch him. I doubt it.
Well, here's his chance. The Collingwood captain, it's floating. He hooks it slightly, and it's forced over the line. So you're right, he didn't make it.
Didn't he show some courage to take the mark?
Alan McAllister and Graham Allen, the football manager here. Now, Tasker again to bring it back into play. They need a couple of quick goals, Adelaide. Beautiful kick to Maynard. Very strong overhead, Maynard. And the umpire has paid the mark.
Ground bathed in sunlight for the first time today. Maynard's kick to centre wing. Well, Jamison.
They've picked him out again, Bruce.
Yeah, Christian. It's halfway between Liptak and Jamison, wasn't it? Straight to Christian, playing in front. But you've got to give Christian some credit, Bernie. He's played in front all day and has won that position. Starcevic mark at half forward. Williams running for him. Tregenza tries to cut it off. Good running by Williams. Well played, Starcevic supporting the runner, and Williams deep in the pocket takes the mark. 13 and 9 for Williams. Yet to kick a goal today. Opened the season against Footscray with 5. A lot of pace, exciting player. Drop punt. Across the face, Collingwood in the front spot. Oh, Hart got a bad bounce. Rocker with him is Rashuto. Rose kick 3. Rowe has missed it. So Collingwood could have wrapped this match up in the last 5 minutes. They've had 3 good chances to goal. Rowe with 3-3. But we're down to 15 minutes and the Maggies have got a 23-point break.
Well, the Crows have got a huge problem across half forward. Certainly, until they can do something about that, they're going to struggle. As we see Scott Russell getting it back to McGuire. A clever kick by McGuire. Anderson beaten for it by Watson. Good play, Watson. Starcevic. Now Fraser. Mark Fraser races into goal and puts it right through the middle. A great goal. So that's his first. And the Magpies kicking away. 12-15 to 8-10.
There's another one of Collingwood's very fast players, Mark Fraser, Williams, Fraser. There's the banana kick from Mickey McGuire, and this player's been very good. Shane Watson had plenty of the ball. He's had 19 kicks and 5 hand passes, and Fraser nonchalant, just gets around very easily.
Collingwood, biggest margin today, 29 points in front of Adelaide. 12-15 to 8-10. Fraser's first goal. Robin's been a terrific contributor for the Crows. Really played his way into the team. He and Hodges came into the match both out of form. Poor Scotty's been able to produce nothing, and Robin's well cemented his spot for the time being. Bickley's handball to Tregenza was under pressure. McGuinness caught but got rid of it. Bickley's quick kick, got a high tackle into the centre. 3 or 4 players from Adelaide flying. Quick kick by McGuire to half forward. Maynard kept his eye on it, punched it away. Fraser with this great pace overran it. Kelly overruns it, went to ground, holds it up though. Oh, should be a free kick to Adelaide against Kelly. He held Maynard, but no free kick. Rashuto's short kick was okay to Tregenza at centre wing. Tregenza to half forward. Jamison falling over, but getting a little nick from Christian, who didn't like it. And Jamison will get the free kick. Long, long way out. He's about 80 metres from the goal. Modra in the centre half forward area. That's the way it's going. And Monkhorst over the top. Gaffer's handball okay to Turner, to Richardson, who will switch play here and kick it to Francis.
Good play by Richardson, a greatly improved player. Francis can go wide to Mickey Gaffer. Down at half back. Gaffer chips it in. Starcevic and Maynard. A good matchup that. Starcevic got there first. Brings it around towards the half-forward line. Kelly and Tasker. They race at it. Sock it off the ground. Who was it off? In fact, it'll be a throw-in.
Well, Kelly claiming the free kick.
Well, I thought it might have come off the boot of Tasker, but he's not arguing, Kelly. Half-forward for the Magpies. Punch back towards Watson and Rowe, the dangerous little Brad Rowe. Well played. He hooks it back to the pocket and puts it over the fence and out on the full penalty kick to be taken by Chris McDermott.
He's been dangerous though, hasn't he, Peter? Brad Rowe in the forward pocket has kicked 3 goals, 3.
Been a good player. He's had a good couple of games, really.
Almost playing in a very different way as Hodges is about to come back on for Adelaide.
Modra off.
Oh, well, I don't know why. He's not injured, is he, Peter? Modra?
Oh,
he couldn't be. He's kicked
5
goals, 1.
I can't believe that.
No, strange one.
McDermott to Jarman. Christian. Looks like Anderson's playing at centre half forward for the moment. Liptak almost went off the ground. And it'll be a bounce down.
Maybe Graham Corns for 12 minutes wants to see what Scott Hodges can do.
You don't take your best full forward and the leading full forward in the competition off to find that out.
Well, he didn't look to be injured, did he?
Not at all.
McDermott trying to crash his way through, unable to do so.
Well, he's kicked 5 goals, Modra. Why would you take him off? Because he wants to protect him for next week.
Well, I think it's a bit premature for that, Peter.
Well, I wouldn't take off a bloke who's kicked 5. I certainly wouldn't want to come off the ground if I'd kicked 5, that's for sure. Now, there's a free kick. I think it's Jamison at the bottom of that pack.
Well, it'd be only quarter time if you'd kick 5, wouldn't it?
There's the kick to the pocket. Scott Hodges. Oh, underneath it again. Then he just
goes to ground too easily, Peter.
He was just far. He was right underneath that ball then, wasn't he?
He's playing without any confidence whatsoever.
Anderson and Christian against one another. Neither player getting hold of it. Francis off the ground by Anderson. McDermott to Jarman. Jarman's chip pass to Hodges. Got a little. I thought he might have got a push that time.
Bit of a nudge, wasn't there, Bruce?
But he's pushed out too easily.
Right, or good tackle, Bickley. Right, throwing it through his legs in the end of Russell.
Almost caught in possession, I think, Bruce. He didn't get rid of that legitimately.
Here's Christian, who's had a very good match. Nice looking kick. Kelly, free kick.
Oh, well, that's the same as the other end, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On Hodges, very similar.
Kelly from about 55 metres. Drop punt, rock at the target, smart. Oh, good mark, Rocker.
And difficult too, Bruce, because the Suns a factor in this last term. Looking right into it.
Top mark, wasn't it?
Oh, he's very promising, Rocker. Craig Kelly getting that free kick and centering the ball. Rocker in front and up early. Strong grab.
1 goal today, and he's put it through. Couple to Rocker, and now Collingwood are drawing right away. It's Collingwood 13-15 to 8-10, and Lee Matthews will be pretty satisfied with this performance. They've finished Adelaide off well in the second half.
Yeah, especially since half-time, Bruce. They've taken over this game. It was up for grabs, leading by 7 points at the long break. They've certainly gone away with it in this second half and shown that they are a top chance for the flag again.
So Monkhorst against Robran. Robran actually won that one. Anderson from the centre of the ground, received from McDermott. Now Hodges is there, he's shoved out of it. Wiedemann. When I say shoved out of it, it was legal. As we see Richardson to Shaw. Tony Shaw at half-back. Little Magpie captain. Christian's had an excellent game. Michael Christian on the left foot. Fraser. And they're just playing a kick behind Adelaide at the moment. Now, at the back was Maynard. Here's Chris McDermott. Caught. Gets in a hand pass. Jarman. Andrew Jarman dodging, weaving. Now, here's a chance for Scott Hodges and Pert. Hodges couldn't mark. The ball hits the deck. And it'll be taken away from Graham Wright. And why doesn't Graham Corns take Hodges off and bring Modra back on the ground? Just tell me that.
Russell from centre wing. Kelly at the back. Bickley. Good tackle by the Collingwood player Kelly then to hold it up. Rasciuto, he's done enough today to suggest he's okay. Tregenza.
Shocking handball, wasn't it, Bruce? Coming from Tasca.
Well,
He put Tregenza right under the hammer.
he's maybe lacking confidence, Tasca, because he hasn't played much footy for the Crows this year. He certainly hasn't done a lot today. Here's Jarman. Hart gets out of his road. Jarman's kick into the centre. Anderson stretch. It wasn't a good kick by Jarman. Had too much on it. The handball by Richardson. Fraser with fantastic pace. Drop punt. Rocker in the front. Smart at the back. Francis. Left foot. Brings it right to the front of the square. Some strength needed. Kelly's there. Still Kelly. Gets a foot to it. Rolls it through. A goal. Craig Kelly kicks another one for Collingwood. Brute strength winning out there. Hope he's all right.
Let's have a look at the replay. His stats haven't been fantastic today. He's had 8 kicks, in fact, and 2 hand passes. But his presence on that forward line, very important for Collingwood. He's a big, strong player, and it certainly makes his presence felt.
The Magpies going way ahead now. A terrific goal to Kelly with brute strength, and he'll get a lot of pleasure out of that, as the Magpie supporters did. Monkhorst, Kelly again. Rowe has been dangerous all day. Flipped off the ball. McDermott, Tregenza, Wiedemann, and Wiedemann is marked at centre wing now. Wayne Wiedemann, handballs. Chris McDermott, the chip pass. Out wide is Maynard. Now will it sit for him? Still in play. Matthew Liptak has tried hard. Liptak in towards Hodges, over his head, and chipping in to take the mark is Scott Lee.
Well, that's how stiff Scott Hodges is. He was there by himself. Gary Pert was 20 metres behind him.
And it went over his
pass
head.
went over his head.
Well, we'll see it here, Bernie.
Yep, it's Liptak, the player. I think he was looking for Hodges. There's Hodges by himself. He may have been looking for Scott Lee. I'm not too sure. But Hodges' stats for the day, very ordinary. He's had 1 mark, 1 kick and 4 hand passes.
Well, here's Scott Lee kicking a goal, and I think he's put it through. He has. So better known as a backman, Scott Lee, and he's kicked the goal. 9-10 to 14-15.
Scott Lee playing his 49th game today. Has now kicked 15 goals in his career. As you say, Peter, he's better known as a backman, and he's been pretty consistent playing in the back pocket. Had to lower his colours today to Brad Rowe in that forward pocket, who's been magnificent for Collingwood with his pace.
14-15 to 9-10. Damien Monkhorst back in the ruck against Matthew Robran. So Robran doing the ruck work with Pittman injuring an ankle in the first quarter. Rowe attacking it hard. Bickley, Rasciuto, just 17 years of age. Wiedemann falling over. Richardson has been very good, as he often is. Caught that time though by Wiedemann. Chance for Adelaide. Liptak just gave it across to Brown, who gave it across to Anderson, who got legged and then goes for goal, and Gaffer gets back and takes the mark. Mick Gaffer coming in for Gavin Brown, who couldn't take his place today. We believe an Achilles injury, which will be damaging. Christian, now Turner, inside to right. Collingwood, nice build up to Watson.
She's been good, Watson.
Well, he's really cemented and flourished this year. Cemented his place and flourished as a footballer in his second year. Tregenza's handball to Jarman, to Robran. McGuinness, Tregenza. Little chip one, Hodges should take it. He does. Better play by Adelaide that time.
Well, let's hope he scores a goal here, Scott Hodges.
40, he kicked from about 40. Pert standing at about that mark. Hodges, it's his second kick. In fact, it's about 48 metres where he kicks from. Drop punt, and he's snuck it in for a goal. Hodges gets a belated goal, and Adelaide making the score a bit more respectable with a couple of quick goals, and they bring it back to 29 points.
Yes, well, I still can't work out why Modra's off the ground, Peter. But let's have a look at the build-up again. McGuinness, Tregenza, just a little chip. Nothing that Modra couldn't have done, but he's sitting on the bench having a look at proceedings.
(14-15 to 10-10). Hodges with his first. Now there's Bickley, who always tries hard. Well done, Jamie Turner. To the half-forward line, Starcevic and Maynard. Punched down by Maynard. Oh, that was a soft free kick.
Well, we see two interpretations today, haven't we, from the umpires? Peter Cameron, ever willing to pay free kicks on the forward line, and David Howlett, the other umpire, has been letting it all go.
Well, this is Craig Starcevic from about 47 metres. He's hooked this one. And is it a point? It is. So 14-16 Collingwood, 10-10 Adelaide. So the kick to half back, we do have a feeling that Modra is off the ground for disciplinary reasons, for trying to take big marks instead of leading. It'll be interesting when Graham Corns is at the press conference after the game, because he is the leading goal kicker and he had kicked 5 goals. Now here's Jarman. Cleverly done, Jarman. Tregenza chips it in short. Oh, poor kick, Tregenza again. And a chance now for Tregenza to make amends from 30 metres. In at goal. I think it's a goal. Yes. So Simon Tregenza finally kicks one, and that's his first.
Well, they're finally getting something happening. They've kicked the last 3 goals. Tregenza, Scott Lee and Scott Hodges. But all too late, really, because the horse had bolted. Collingwood in that third quarter getting right away, setting up a 21-point lead at 3-quarter time, and going on with it for the first 5 to 10 minutes.
4 goals a margin. Moncourse winning it. Robert must be very tired now. Rowe, nice play. McGuan, check side, kick to full forward. Rocker, front spot, Smart. Maynard leaves it for Tasker. Tasker unable to take it away. Kelly holds it in, and it'll be a bounce down. So Adelaide have made have made some inroads late in the match, but Collingwood, as Bernie Quinlan said, the horse had bolted away. Craig Kelly has kicked a couple of goals. He's running himself into some sort of form. Starcevic and Smart. Bickley leaving it for Jarman. Rowe's pace worrying Jarman, ripping it off him. Still Rowe running out of territory.
He's a little terrier, isn't he, Bernie?
Yes, he's been very good today, hasn't he, Brad Rowe?
And Johnny Platten lookalike.
3 goals, 3.
Rocker over the top. Here's the man in question. Rowe round the body, full forward. Kelly in the front spot. Well played, Tasker, that time, and through for a point. So 14-17 to 11-10. I was going to say earlier, Rowe is doing the job that Dacos in a different way, not getting so many kicks, but probably kicking 4 or 5 goals out of the pocket. That's what you'd want from him anyway.
Tasker to the half-back line. Starcevic should mark and does. 2-on-1 then. Now you can give it to Kelly. Kelly's calling for it.
Too late.
Was a bit late. A high one off the side of the boot. Prosciutto and Rowe. The ball hits the deck. McDermott and Russell. Russell a quick kick. McGuinness had to... Oh, he committed himself, McGuinness. Good play. Had to show courage and kicks to Tregenza, but it beats him over the line.
Rocker looked set there, didn't he, to take that mark? McGuinness did pretty well, the little man against the big man.
Tony McGuinness, 21 kicks and 6 handballs. Robran gets the tap. Quick kick by Bickley to centre wing. Turner and Brown. Mark paid to Turner. Brown struggling at the moment, just 6 and 4 today. He's well down on form. Big chant for Collingwood fans. Oh, Smart again. What a good player. McDermott. Bickley. McDermott. Probably not a good option. Tregenza. Now McDermott with a chance to do something constructive on his left foot.
Look at this.
Straight to Christian.
Very good, hasn't he, Bruce?
He's been good. But the
terrific across half-back.
Crows have had no idea at half-forward, have they?
No, that's true.
Mark taken by Turner. Coming in late, Jarman. I guess one of the things, Bernie, is that when you have a succession of handballs, you really want to give it to a good finisher on the end of them. And Chris McDermott's not a very good finisher. And that was one of the problems there. Good tackle by Hodges. Holding up right. And out of play. That's been one of the differences between the two teams, is that the last player for Adelaide today to get hold of the footy hasn't been able to finish off, and the Collingwood players have been marginally better.
Yes, dead right, Bruce. Right in front of the Collingwood Social Club, this Monkhorst leans over the pack and then handballs. McGuinness has kept trying hard.
It's been a good contest, hasn't it, between
really
Francis?
has.
I was just having a look at their stats, 19-6 for Francis, and McGuinness 21-6, so
yes,
fairly even there.
Yeah, I think second half probably McGuinness over Francis. Here he goes again. Oh, he went without it. Now he's going in again. Tony McGuinness, the base of the pack. It'll be a bounce. We've got 1 minute and 45 seconds left in the match, and still sitting on the bench, Tony Modron. I don't think he looks a happy man to me.
Well, that's a strange one if it is disciplinary, because he's kicked 5 goals, 1. He's taken just about the mark of the season.
And he's the leading goal kicker in the competition. I don't think he should be sitting on the bench.
And Graham Corns didn't mind taking a fly from the back, did he? He was a specialist.
Oh, unbelievable.
Robran, free kick going to Robran, that time against Monkhorst. So Robran from outside 50. Drop punt, kick right to the goal square. Perk gets back and takes the mark. And the siren has sounded. Collingwood win by 101-76. It was 14-17 Collingwood. They won it in the third quarter. And early in this final term, to Adelaide 11-10. Terrific contest for a half. Smart, well played. He had a big job to do, and he did it very, very well. Max Stevens has got Scotty Russell.
Well, Scott, congratulations. I mean, being a former South Australian, it must be nice.
Yeah, it's always good to beat Adelaide, and they're a tough team, and it was just our day today, I think. We worked hard, and that was it. Work ethic, really.
I spoke to Graham Allen before the game, your team manager, and he said that he was a little bit concerned. You really thought this could go either way.
Yeah, they're a tough side, and I know we just probably got the goals on the board at the right time, but they're a really good side, and we've got to take all credit to our boys, and their boys, they fought out really hard, and it's just good to win, really.
Gavin Brown, how serious is his injury?
He's just a little bit sore. He should be able to play next week. He trained last night and he just pulled up a little bit sore, but he'll be there next week.
Nice to win at home.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay, mate, well done. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
So the final scores at Victoria Park. Collingwood 14-17, 101, defeated Adelaide 11-10, 76.
The name of